Well, welcome, Diamonds. This is Elizabeth Diamond on the Diamonds Forever 31 show, and we are going to have a fantastic show today. This is October 4th, 2014. Do you believe it? Time is just slipping by and really going fast. Pretty soon we're going to be out of time, if you know what I mean. If you've been on the Diamonds call, you'll know what I mean. Exciting times, you guys, and we're here up on top of the roller coaster. It's one click away from riding that fun ride into happiness and beyond, bliss, and even beyond that. So welcome, Diamonds. I hope you're shining bright today, and you can shine brighter after this show. And just stay in love and happiness and work through, your healing that's coming up. We studied the energy wave that came in the last 3 calls, and I'll bring a little update about that here. But this call is going to be astounding. We're going to have Ray K. I'll let him pronounce his last name, or Radiant Ray, as I call him. He has met on the ground of this earth and in different ships, 32 species of ETs, not just him, but his father. Not just his father, but his grandpa. So we'll hear from him soon. First, let's give the information of the call so you can reach it afterwards, because you're going to want to re-listen to this and pass it on to your friends. And by the way, Ray does have pictures drawn of these ET species that he has met, and after the call we're going to upload this on YouTube, and you will see each picture on YouTube drawn out. He used an artist to draw these pictures and described them to the T. You'll see each of these species pictures as Ray's talking about them on the call. So pass it on to your friends. It'll be fantastic. So let's get started here, and then I'll bring in some world change news, a few stories, and then we'll introduce Ray. So like they say in the Intel world, one that I've been following, sit back, grab your popcorn, and watch the show. Or should I say, grab the bag of diamonds, your bag of diamonds. Anyway, I'm being funny. All right, Lily, would you come on in and give your information?
Sure. Okay, so if you want to listen to the replay, the number is, oh my God, I just forgot. 209-255-1099. That's 209-255-1099 for the replay number, and you would click replay number 168. Same code, 883267#. Again, that's 883267#. And don't forget about the Diamonds Forever Diamonds Forever 31. That's diamonds with an S. .blogspot.com, and Diamonds Forever with an S 31 at yahoo.com. Also, there's a YouTube channel. If you get onto YouTube and look up once you're at the YouTube channel, look up Elizabeth Diamond and look for the one diamond. There's a lot of, Liz calls them tube chops, and lots of information there, so check it out. There's a lot of great shows, past, present, and a lot more coming up. Liz, did I cover everything?
Yes, thank you. And then on the YouTube channel, Elizabeth Diamond, just search that in YouTube. We do have the most recent YouTube or most recent Diamond shows up, and we will be putting the ones we do from now on straight up to YouTube. And we will be working on getting all of the Diamond shows up from the beginning. We have 168 now. That was like 2 years ago, started 2.5 years ago. And this is reference number 168#. What is it? Oh, and also the links. The link of the call right after the call will be on Ray's blog page that I made of him, and the recorded link will be there. Recorded link will be on iqdcalls.com. And also on the YouTube. There's also a donate button, contribute. If you're expanding your consciousness on this show and like to contribute, there's a donate button on the blog. That's Diamonds with an S Forever 31.blogspot.com. I'd surely appreciate it. I work full time and trying to it's really hard to juggle this and all that I do and work. So if, just energy, if you receive energy, good energy, bring it back, huh? So I appreciate that. And thank you for those that are, go ahead.
And thanks to Joe for uploading those to YouTube for us.
Oh, my God, yes, we have to thank Joe. Thank you so much, Joe. He's in Minnesota, too, like me. And, just stumbled by accident, but not really. His daughter listens to the Diamond Show, a big fan, and she saw one of my dogs I had to euthanize on Facebook, tried to save to a family. She asked Joe to call me right before a Saturday call, and he did, and he said he could help maybe find a home for her. And then I said something, and he goes, oh, that's what I like to do, passion, the YouTube stuff and all that design on the Internet. So thank you, Joe, for coming aboard and being a diamond like we all are, whether we know it or not. Did you give the email?
The Diamonds Forever, Diamonds with an S, forever31@yahoo.com. Yeah.
That's an email if you'd like to get a hold of us. And also, I just want to give a shout-out and thank yous again to Joe for doing the YouTube uploads and more. He's going to be putting the pictures of the ETs, 32 species, on the YouTube, so thank you, Joe, for that. Thank you to IQDcalls.com, truthcall.com, DinarGuruNews.com, and AshtarCommand.com. That's been posting some posts and videos on that site. That's a big site, so thank you all. So, again, reference number 168 pound today, and I want to just announce. I got a big announcement, you guys. Ray, you can add a little bit to this. Thank you to Ray for his heart's inspiration, his diamond heart inspiration. We are going to have an astounding round table coming up with the big players, you guys. So that will be Ray, Tole, Alfred Weber, what's her name? TJ. She's been an investigator, and you'll hear. And then me, I get to have the pleasure and humbleness of being on that round table.
And Laura Magdalene Eisenhower.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Laura Magdalene Eisenhower will also be there.
Thank you for that. Isn't that wonderful, you guys? I'm really excited. Jan and her husband from Hawaii will be hosting the round table. It's going to be a series of round tables. We don't have all the details now, but we just announced the ones that will be on the round table, the first one. And she'll be aquarianradio.com. It's through Blog Talk. We'll give you the info once that comes up. And that's going to be held November 1st. It's on a Saturday, right after the Diamond Show. We'll probably have a short Diamond Show or maybe not, but we'll let you know the details coming. So very fantastic news. Ray, would you like to add anything to that round table? How it came about?
Hello?
Yes, you're here.
Yeah, it was something that, I was going to come up with anyway down the road, and also talking with you. And Tolik's got one actually tonight, a big round table with Edgar Mitchell.
Are you prepared to give that round table information for Tolik's round table tonight? Do you know where that is, or maybe we can get that later?
The link's out there on YouTube. It's actually 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and I'm thinking it's 2 or 3 hours, but he's going to have some major players. He's been working on this for 2 months. Me and him have been talking back and forth, and then when I emailed him to be on the round table with me November the 1st with you, we got some 4 major players on that panel. So that's going to be pretty neat.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the link will be on Tolik's site, and that's AdromedanCouncil.com. And we'll try to find that information for you by the end of the show. If we forget, somebody can remind us, please. Yes. Okay. So let's get started here with the World Change News. Just a couple of things I want to bring in. Okay, well, this is a intel that's been going around for a long time, and it's been happening live. right before our eyes. It's just amazing. I even heard it on Fox News regarding, Eric Holder resigned. And then a couple days ago, yesterday, I heard on Fox News that Eric Holder may have resigned, but he's a little bit of trouble because he held some paperwork back, some writings, notes of Operation, Fast and Furious. And so the intel we've been hearing through, way back with Daryl Freck, who is part of the White Knights, the good guys, infiltrated in the government, and the farmers' claims, and we'll read a little bit about that today. They would always say that when NESARA is ready to be announced, and we'll read a little bit about that today, Eric Holder will, they said, get arrested, and then Patrick Fitzgerald would come in because he holds all the indictments for the arrest of the bad guys, and then to announce, our Jubilee, just in a word. So let me read that, because that is happening before our eyes. Eric Holder resigned, and then Patrick Fitzgerald's connection to NESARA. And what NESARA is, it's basically stems from the farm claims back in the 80s. Let me just start reading this. I'll go to that then. Patrick Fitzgerald, this came out October 1st. Patrick Fitzgerald floated for top attorney general spot, one step closer to NESARA. Patrick Fitzgerald's connection to NESARA, at least 100,000 cases have been considered by 56 grand juries over the last 4 years by Patrick Fitzgerald in the U.S. Their sealed indictments are ready to be unsealed and made public. These ones will go or have already been taken to the World Court in The Hague for war crimes, trials and sentencing. Another condition for announcement is a disclosure of the galactic presence and their involvement in planetary affairs. It is not yet known whether this will be full disclosure or progressive disclosure over some weeks. And I guess just by happenstance, the Diamonds is part of that. We're going to talk about ETs today. And also just know we've been talking about the UF disclosure citizens hearing. Mock 1 was in front of ex-congressman and Senate a year and a half ago in Washington, D.C. Stephen Bassett is running that up, and he is taking those CDs, DVDs, and sending them all out as of November 1st to Congress and Senate. And he's also working in getting live congressional hearings of UFO disclosure. They had live UFO hearings back in the 50s when, with Roswell and stuff, and then they got squelched. So hopefully between January 1st, January 31st, that's coming up. And meanwhile, there's lots more different disclosure, a level up, just so to speak, coming out with our brothers and sisters. So, and then they go on to say, according to these articles, a soft disclosure campaign has already begun. Veterans Today, Alien Agenda 5, that's a article. NASA brings scientists and theologians together to prepare world or extraterrestrial contact. UK to release more MOD files on UFOs, and Nick Pope, MOD UFO files reloaded. Hold on one second, guys. Okay. Hope you can still hear me. Patrick Fitzgerald will leave office with a trail of political scalps and plenty of politicians who have been looking over their shoulders for more than a decade. Phil Rogers reports, NBC Chicago. Well, you have to admit, he's got a good resume. Patrick Fitzgerald, former U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois, is being touted by some as a potential replacement for outgoing Attorney General Eric Holder. The Chicago Sun-Times reports Fitzgerald's name is being bandied about in legal circles, and no less than Illinois' junior senator Mark Kirk appears to be in Fitzgerald's corner. Fitzgerald's reputation as a hard-nosed prosecutor of political corruption, along with recognized expertise in national security law, makes him the perfect choice in the eyes of those looking to re-energize the nation's top law enforcement office after years of controversy under Holder. And not just under Holder, but under the shadow government within our government and other governments all around the world. This is on the blog, and you can read further, blogged Thursday, October 2nd, 2014. Now remember, this intel has been a long time, more than 5 years, probably since the 70s, 80s, 90s. This is a plan of the infiltrated good guys in the government. Go watch the movie Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruiter, and you'll see. That just came out. You can find that. And that the intel was that, Fitzgerald has all the indictments, and he will be taking place after Eric Holder goes out of office. And I had talked about the UF disclosure coming. And then let me read this. NESARA law, signed but not enacted. We will do it together, and we will do it with love. So NESARA came about because of the farmers' claims, and I'll read that little snip of that so you can understand it. History behind here's NESARA, National Economic Security and Reformation Act, NESARA. Okay, so can you just star 6, Ray or Lily, please? NESARA's reformations are the main tools for implementing important U.S. Supreme Court rulings made in January of 1993 on several cases filed by farmers living in U.S., Midwest, and Mountain States areas against banks, specific government officials, certain judges, and others. Certain U.S. generals and admirals were supportive of, and one general was co-plaintiff in, the farmers' cases that went to the U.S. Supreme Court. You may recall in the 1970s and 60s there were news reports and documentaries about thousands of family farmers losing their farms to foreclosure. Willie Nelson has been doing farm and concerts for years to help these farmers. In the 1980s, some of the farmers investigated while there were so many bank foreclosures on their farms and discovered certain banks were fraudulently foreclosing on their farms. When these farmers turned to government officials for assistance and filed lawsuits against these banks, they learned certain government officials and judges were working in collision with the banks. The farmers also learned that certain aspects of the current Federal Reserve banking system were unconstitutional. And in a nutshell, this is what NESARA announcement, Fitzgerald coming in, is about, to bring it back into constitutional out of treason. And that was me adding. And pursued their lawsuits through the Federal District Court in Denver and other locations. Some of the farmers involved in the lawsuits were harassed by the IRS and in turn investigated the IRS involvement with the bankers. And it goes forth. It's on the blog. And actually what happened, the judge ruled for the farmers. The judge also ruled for the farmers that the money the bankers have to pay back is not Federal Reserve notes, because it has to be paid back in money that is back on the gold standard, that is backed by gold and silver, which we have been on the gold standard. President Nixon took us off the gold standard, and once we need to, that's the financial reset we're waiting for, and to go back on the gold standard. The farmers get paid back, jubilees here, mortgages, student loans, credit cards will be forgiven because they're treasonous loans. The loans that they gave us, and if you do your research, you'll see, we're not really loans in the first place. So therefore, it's treasonous, and we don't owe them any money. So therefore, we own our homes scot and free, don't have to, tear up the credit cards, and don't have to pay the student loans back, plus more. So that's good news. It's coming out, you guys, on mainstream media, and we're seeing it right before our eyes. So if you want to read more, you can go to galacticroundtable.net and also on the blog that I told you the date of that. On to the next thing. The next huge thing, and this is a huge Georgia Guidestone update, Mystery Cube removed. And this was done September 27, 2014. This has to do with the light grids around the world. Has to do with we'll just call them the bad guys, the controllers of the world. They're not anymore. They're crumbling. Had set in place for us all over the world in different buildings in our big cities. And, you know, the Masons built all these buildings. And numbers and words are energy, and they stole our energy, and we're getting our energy back. This is a huge thing. This is 2 minutes long, Dabu 77, 2.5 minutes long. And they took this stone off, and he'll explain it. There's numbers and words around this square block. I know David Wilcock is in the process of deciphering the codes, which is just basically bad energy they were given, and they took that out, and we are reversing that. And so I'll bring that post when David blogs it. But let's listen to this 2.5 minute thing, and then we're almost to you, Ray.
A huge update here in regards to the Georgia Guidestones. Now, I didn't think that things would move so quickly here, as we just got information here recently that there was a notch there. They cut the notch out, and then they put the block that you see right here in his hand up in that spot. And up in that spot.
Sorry.
Out, and then they put the block that you see right here in his.
Let me just say this is on a brick sculpture building in Georgia, it's all over the world.
His hands up in that spot. Now, what you could see was 2014. This side and this side. This man shows up in a video here, the groundskeeper, which has nothing else to do with it, but he's given orders to come and to remove it. He takes it out and busts this thing into a million pieces. And when he does, the people standing around are like, all right, cool. They even offer to buy it off of him. But he had a job to do. Everybody was cool and respectful, but he broke it into pieces, and he handed out pieces to different people, as you can see right here. Now, what is very interesting about this is there's more mystery letters and numbers. There is JAM on one side, as you can see right here. On another side, there is MM. In addition to the 20 and the 14, there is also an 8, and on another side, a 16. Right there. All of those. Many people trying to decode this, they asked the guy if he was going to be replacing it with anything else, and apparently not. This is what has happened here at the Georgia Guidestones. This mystery cube that revealed 2014 had all the speculation behind it. It's now yanked, and these guys got so lucky to be there when this happened and to catch this on film and to get pieces of it. I would have been asking a whole lot of questions. I'm sure there was, but this guy just didn't know a lot. He was just a groundskeeper, but still would have been digging for information. Who was paying him, so on and so forth. As of right now, Mystery Cube reveals more information and is destroyed. I'll leave links. This has been Thru 7. Eyes open.
Well, if you watch the movie Jack Ryan, there's good guys infiltrated all around the world in government and other offices. Who knows if that wasn't a good guy or, just at the right moment. So really interesting, cool stuff. Good news, you guys. Numbers and words are energy, bad or good, and that 2014 has been just crumbled down for the shadow government, the controllers, because we're on our way. You can look this up on YouTube. Huge Georgia Guidestone update. Mr. Cube removed and destroyed. Dabu, it's DAHBOO77 on YouTube channel. And then there's also somebody took a film of that guy doing that. It's like 8 minutes long. All right, so now I want to just play hopefully 5 or 6 minutes. And this is very important. This is Cynthia talking about, the energy waves coming in now as of September 21st, and she talks about a really important tool to go forward that you can help with yourself, and very simple, and to help other people that are having a hard time around you as we go through this heavy transition into happiness and bliss, okay? So let me play this. I'm going to play a little part here, and then I'll skip over. And then we're going to start with Ray. Here we go.
Okay. This lovely lady who's here every Wednesday night and Thursday and presents new information and just a new take on things. I'm asking for you, Cynthia. Please come on in.
I'm right here.
I'm going to start. I'm going to change the line.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, hello, everybody. As intense as it is, it's going to get more intense in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Fortunately, around about the 8th, even though the intensity will keep on getting more intense, around about the 8th, there'll be incredible clarity. I think a lot of us are feeling that clarity even now. But there's going to be this clarity about the intensity. We're going to understand it very, very well. It's like our minds will be clear, our hearts will be clear, and whatever's going on, whatever intensity is going on, there will be clarity about it. But we're not at the 8th yet. We're just at the 1st, so we've got a week. And a minute can seem like forever if you've got a thorn in your toe. You can imagine what a week would be like. So just hang in there, folks. Please. This is not the time to give up. If you've made it this far, don't give up right now, okay? Please. If you've made it this far, you can handle another week. Okay? Thanks. So, there's a lot we could talk about tonight, a whole lot. But I was asking on the inner, what is the most important thing to talk about? And it's our emotions, it's our feelings. Ask yourself this question, perhaps. Why has it been so important to whatever dark force has created all these wars and, negative things, to create negative feelings, pain, suffering, agony, hopelessness, fear? Why? Everything they've done has been for that. And the real issue in the battle of Armageddon is our emotions. On our emotions hang everything. And every effort has been made to make sure that we're all in fear and that we're hopeless. I'll put it this way. They will tell us what we can hope for. Like if you buy a new car, you can hope to impress your neighbors and maybe get, a new romantic thing going in your life. Or if you take their medicines, then you can hope that you'll feel better. But it's a perversion of all these things. It's an upside down and backwards perversion. It's been about control of our emotions. And, I can tell you in a nutshell what our true emotions are. They're emotions of the most pure love.
of the most pure happiness, of the most pure grace and mercy, the most pure feelings of unity. And more of that ilk. And anything that departs from that is a warning signal. It's like a little red light going off on your dashboard. And the disclosure that's coming is so multifaceted. I mean, oh my goodness, it's going to be like going to the best circus you've ever been to with so many shows you can't possibly make them all. When the real truth about history, or the real truth about the economy, or the real truth about religion, or the real truth about, everything. It's just it's going to be shock and awe.
Okay, let me skip over to this other part here.
The real, or the peacefulness of a small deer or a baby rabbit. Emotions, I believe, is what this war is about. It's a war over our emotions. Whether we are in fear, reptilian brainstem, or in love, frontal lobe. Well, actually, gateway through the limbic system to the frontal lobe. And my recommendation, this is based on my past week going through the same energies everybody else is this. And I'm just doing the best I can to explain it. So just please, again, give me a lot of poetic license. Whatever is going on in your world, whatever, whether it's inside of you, personal, private issues that you're barely even aware of, or whether it's outside of you, your neighborhood, your family, whatever. Look at how you're emotionally responding to it. Is it fear? Or is it love? Those are if you study computers, it's a binary code. It's 010101. And these computers that we have are merely technological inventions that mirror the divine truth. And a lot of them are very crude mirrors. But what we manifest in our lives really are determined by the binary code of our emotions, of whether we are going into fear or whether we're going into love. If we go into fear, we stay in the reptilian brainstem, which even reptiles have. If we go into love, we pass through the limbic system into the frontal lobe, where our divinity is. And the ancients did everything to try to leave us a trail, knowing that the library at Alexandria would be burned, that that everything would be done to quiet the truth and put in the falsehood. But as much as they've done everything in their power to keep us in fear, reptilian brainstem, our nature is love because we are divine. That's why we developed the limbic system and the cortex and the prefrontal lobes in our physical bodies that we manifested. And so to win the battle, to be one of the white knights, whether you're winning the battle out there in the world, capturing the child killers, or whether you're winning the battle in your kitchen making chicken soup, praying. It's choosing love over fear. And since the battle, if I'm right, we're just weaving a possible scenario here. If I'm right and the battle is over our emotions, how on earth can we take our emotions, which justifiably and logically would be in chaos, considering what we are faced with in incarnating here on this planet at this time, and turn them into love? How can we do it? It's like a labyrinth. And I've discovered a way, and Michael discovered the way. And it was tested on 3,000 veterans. But just to really boil it down to its just, you've got 30 seconds to explain it, and you either do it or don't, level. If every single emotion that comes up in you, you can, number one, be aware of it. Don't take meds to block them out. Be aware of the emotions. And then number two, choose to react to them with love instead of fear. Because when a dangerous and horrible and desperate emotion is hit with the energy of love instead of fear, it transforms. Fairly quickly, I might add. And there's a way of speeding it up even more, should you choose to try this. And that is called EMDR, or eye movement desensitization response, which is actually, and where I originally learned it, where a lot of people originally learned it from the shaman or the ancient, spirit people. It's exactly what you do every single night when you dream. But you do it in your waking state when you're dealing with your feelings. And that is, and this sounds stupid, but it works. And there are practitioners out there that you pay $60 to $250 an hour who will just have you do this, and you don't have to pay them, just do it. And that is, when you're in a feeling, when you're in an emotion, don't reach for the medicine cabinet. Don't turn on the music to try to get your mind off of it. Grab a hold of that rascal like it was a buried treasure. And do two things. One, give thanks for it. Don't be afraid of it. Give thanks for it, because giving thanks for something is a form of love. And number two, close your eyes while you're giving thanks, and just move your eyeballs left to right, left to right, left to right, over and over again, at any speed you want to move them at. I mean, Google it, EMDR, okay? There's books and workshops you can go to do this, but basically it's just doing what you do naturally in dreaming sleep. Your dogs do it, okay? If you've got a dog and it's sleeping and it's having a dream, you'll see, its eyelids are closed, but you'll see those little eyes going back and forth, back and forth. You have a child, and you go in there to check on them while they're sleeping. If they're having a dream, their little eyes are closed, but you can see that movement underneath the eyelids. That's what you do while you're feeling the emotion. And, just a word to the wise. Don't just do it with negative emotions. Do it with positive ones, too. Now, why would you do that? Because whatever kind of emotion you do it with, it matures it up. It ping-pongs it back from the left to the right hemispheres of the brain, back and forth. And the left hemisphere of the brain and the right hemisphere of the brain do different things. And when you ping-pong that emotion back and forth between the two, it evolves it real quick. And you can do it with your eyes just by moving them left to right, left to right. I know it sounds too simple, but, at least give it some try. Give it a college try.
Now, I wanted to encourage you with this tool. It's very fantastic. I've done it myself. I've done it with my grandkids when they're crying and they're just crying. I look at my finger. Look to the left, I move my finger. Look to the right, move my finger. Back and forth, and just in 20 seconds they stop crying and they can't even cry again. They're better. They're out of that strong wah-wah, But do it with good and bad emotions. It's very awesome. You just sit with your eyes open and keep your head straight. Do it now. Just look to the left without moving your head with your eyeballs. Now look to the right. Look to the left. Look to the right. Look to the left. This, our optic nerves are very big, and they connect to the brain, and it's twirling these emotions back and forth to the right and left brain. It transforms that emotion. You get revelation, literally. You get downloads, you get ideas. So what we're saying is with this big energy wave, do not resist your emotions, bad or good, negative, angry, bitterness. Take that, and it'll feel like it goes away, but it doesn't go away. It transforms it and gives you, strategy, too, strategy of that situation. It's very awesome. So you guys can use it. Even though we're going into happiness and if we're wide awake, there's still going to be some things we're working through because we're healing. We're getting our houses swept clean. You can use it. You can help your friends and others when, disclosure comes out and their mouths are dropping. And what? They learn about ETs. What? And you can help them when they're really frantic. It's really awesome and very important. I wanted to bring that in. And let me just read this little poem I got recently. It's 3 or 4 sentences long. Just to encourage you, too. And then we're going to go to Ray. Get ready, Ray. Take your excitement of your happiness and allow it to expand to its ultimate high. Then take your next excitement and the same and on and on and on. Thank your body, mind, and spirit for all events. Keep what you desire and return the rest to the universe. The most powerful action in the universe is our thought of love. Nothing can stop it. In the Bible it says, love conquers all. So when you're feeling an emotion, good, bad, jubilant, anger, bitterness, don't put it away or not think about it. Just embrace it. Thank it for being there with you. And then transform it almost immediately with that eye movement. Cynthia and her husband was a psychologist and then into awakened too. And he got a revelation with the Vietnam veterans coming back from Vietnam. You can't even imagine what they've went through. But post-traumatic stress syndrome can't be healed. You can only deal with it. A lot of them have committed suicide because they can't deal with it. Waking up from dreams feeling like they're there still. This little tool, and it's big, it's awesome, has healed many, many, many veterans. They don't have to take pills anymore and all that or suffer through this. Healed them. So this is an awesome tool, and I thought that was important. So you guys just take the run, and shine like diamonds. All right. One more thing, because Ray had mentioned to us that, I think it was Ray, that in November we're going to start seeing a lot more UFO sightings. It just was out today. Rather big UFO motherships continuously seen on live TV, almost like being caught up in an alternate timeline. And then they have a video, and I'm going to put that on the blog today. I'll keep that up. So it's only October, and they're building up the UFO things. So let me see if Lily wants to add anything thus far. Anything? Star 6, Lily.
Hey, I'm here. I'm familiar with that eye movement because it connects both sides of the brain. It does work. It really does.
And very, very fast.
Shift. Yes. It
and
does.
Very amazing.
It is. Wow, I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait to hear what Ray has to say.
Yes, let's bring Ray in. Ray, are you there? Oh, go ahead, Lily.
Yeah, I have a question, Liz. Will you be putting what you just played on the blog spot so that we can access it later? Or I'd like to share that with a friend of mine that was really in need yesterday.
Sure. It'll be on the Diamonds recording. We're recording now, but I could put that whole call on there.
Yeah, I have to access it so it's simple.
Okay. Remind me to do that. Yeah, remind me to do that. I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So Ray K, Radiant Ray, come on in, Star 6.
How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
I wanted to introduce you to everybody. Everybody, this is Ray, and I stumbled on him on Facebook, and I saw that, multi-generational met 32 ET races, his grandpa, father, and him. So, Ray, why don't you just tell us a little bit about you and how this all came about? How's that?
Okay. My name's Ray Kosulandich. I live in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. I grew up in a town called Dogtown. And how all this started, there's 3 generations here, my late grandfather, my late dad, and myself. And how this all started, my late grandfather was a lumberjack in Yugoslavia. My late grandmother would make him 5 sandwiches. He'd have his coffee. He would sit on this stump, and out of this woods came this 12-inch dwarf in all colored clothes, and they would talk. He would give him one of his sandwiches, and this would go on for quite some time. But the main reason that this dwarf was...
Ray?
Yeah.
Just speak up a little bit louder, please. Thank you.
Okay. The main reason this dwarf was in the picture, he had told my late grandfather that one of his sons, one of his grandsons, which is me, would be chosen to meet many star people. You guys call them aliens. They're not aliens, they're star people. But, and that's kind of where everything started. I came in the picture 12 years old, 1959, and Worth Catholic, and my dad's old country, he's 8th grade education, they didn't believe in God. Through this whole process, my dad met half of the 32. I met all total 32 different star people. They changed my dad. My dad read the Bible. He went to church. That was not my dad. And like I said, these people were old country ways. But it all started with me in 1959, 12 years old. Some of the people, as we go through this down the road here, are hideous-looking people. There's giant insects in here. There's people that look something like us. This was an education for me and my late father to figure out. We asked a lot of questions. Sometimes they would answer our questions, but a lot of it was an education to figure everything out as we went through it. Do you want me to start off with my first encounter with my dad or what? Liz?
Yes, this is Lily. Yes, that would be great.
Okay. Anyway, my dad...
Okay. Go ahead.
My dad had a 4-family flat. I grew up in this little town called Dogtown. And every Saturday morning, we had these enormous street lights. They were like gold with these black dots. They were huge. Everything back in the day was made real good anyway. And I had these little pebbles. I used to love to hear the ping off the light. And I had these 2 big boulders to break the light. And as I was throwing these pebbles off the street light, out of the corner of my eye, I saw this enormous metallic ball, a little bit bigger than a basketball, no sound, coming my way. It got about 30 feet over me. So this little kid, 12 years old, I was going to step back, throw at this object, it would fall and break in half. This is a little 12-year-old kid talking like this. When I went to step back, I dropped a rock because I saw these tiny windows with these little tiny figures. These are part of my Fab 4 now. These are my little humanoid buddies from the 5th and 7th dimension. They're 3 inches tall, and that's how tall they are. So anyway, I was out there for about 45 minutes. They had shot a beam of light on me, and they went over this first house, went down, shot straight up, and disappeared. So I ran into the house. My mom's cooking breakfast. My dad's sitting at the kitchen table, and he's got his pad by him because he would always draw and write things. And I'm drawing what I'm seeing. And my dad sees the object I'm drawing, so he jumps up, starts talking all kinds of big questions. I was only 12 years old. I didn't know what he was talking about. He said, "Where did you see this?" And I said, "Dad, outside the front." Before I could say any more, my dad's running and flying out the front door. My mom's following him, so I had to go back and get him. So as we come back in the kitchen, my mom just goes back to cooking breakfast. And my dad's got me sitting down and asking me, "Tell me everything you know, everything you heard." So I looked at my dad and I go, "If I tell you everything, the reason I was out there, I was trying to break the light." I said, "You're not going to kick my ass off." He kind of laughed at that. But my father knew he wasn't alone no more. So he had somebody to console with. I didn't realize that night we were actually going to go meet the Star people. So what my dad did, he went grocery shopping because he kind of thought of his wife before E.T. So after he bought all the groceries and the 2 loaves of bread, we just took off in a car and went to meet our first meeting with Star people. The car dies, and we're walking towards this giant flying saucer. They put me in one room. They put my dad in one room. I'm only 12 years old. I'm scared. I'm crying. They put me on this metal bed. I'm looking up at the ceiling, and I see this yellow blanket floating from the ceiling, and it lands on me and covers everything but my head and my feet. And it's real sticky because I'm trying to push my arms through it, and I can't do it. And I kind of figure my dad's going through the same thing. So after they got done scraping us and taking semen, they put us in this beautiful room. Back in my day, we had black and white TV. We didn't have color TV. Here comes this color TV floating in front of me and my dad. Shows Hitler, shows all the wars, and our planet totally on fire. So my dad's asking him questions. Did we have war with you guys? Did the sun fall? These guys ain't saying nothing. This is all an education for us to figure out. So after we're done in there, they're walking us out of the flying saucer. And these people carry like radiation through the dimensions and galaxies they're coming from, and magnetic field, germs, all kinds of things. As we're walking out, because these Serpo Greys were walking out with us, I'm 12 years old. Me and my dad were bent over. Our noses are bleeding really, really bad. It's like a necklace. It's not even hitting the ground. It went back up to the left nostril. And we're kind of hitting ourselves in the chest because we thought we were going to die right there. So a few minutes later, our noses stop bleeding. Everything's okay. They're walking us to the car. We get into the car. We watch them walk back, get into the flying saucer, take off. They're gone. When I turned around, looked in the back seat, I saw everything was there but the bread. That's when I grabbed my dad's arm, and I said, Daddy, everything's there but the bread. They took the bread. So the car starts. This lit something up in my brain about the bread, because we would go back in the backyard. It was 210 by 60. I used to cut it with a push mower. And I told my dad, I said, next time we see the Star People, we bring bread. And my dad laughed. And the next time, he took 5 loaves of bread. A third time we met him, he took 7 loaves of bread. My dad didn't laugh no more. It was a peace offering for us to always come back. We never had any missing time. My dad was implanted at 5 years old. I mean, he had missing time, but all the way up until 12 years old, 1959, until my dad died, he never had any missing time. He knew what was going on. My dad,
Ray?
Yeah.
Let me just bring that point in about missing time, what we've gotten out of Ray, or to understand with missing time, you know, when there was abductions of people, they had missing time. But the ETs that Ray and his father met, you know, his father later on, did not have missing time. They let them keep their memories of all of this. You know, the missing time, you know, the others have, you know, had to remember it through, you know, reverse or hypnosis and stuff like that. So this is a significant thing, too. So go ahead, Ray. And then I want, how many ETs did your dad meet before you started meeting them with him at 12?
Yeah, my dad only met half of the 32.
Half of the 32, and your grandpa only met the gnome, right?
He only met the 12-inch dwarf, right.
Which told him about you, your dad and you,
right,
as you later learned.
That
okay.
We would meet many Star People. And what your listeners have to understand, a lot of them talk telepathically, and some can speak our language. And
yeah, and we'll go through that when we go through these separate ones.
Yeah,
that's when I got excited when Ray said they're, you know, telepathically, because we talked about this with Franco before, because, you know, my dream is to building relationship with us and our brothers and sisters, the Star People. That 2 of them that he met talk in English. And so, yes. And, the other thing too, Ray, he found out through time, one species didn't like donuts instead of bread, right? Which one was that?
That's the Nordiques. Well, they liked the bread too, but they were the only ones that ever changed the menu on me because they love our donuts. So what they do, we figured out through conversation, is take this bread back to their people, like 5 loaves, and they can, you know, like the Jesus story, they can reproduce it, or they can, you know, multiply it and let everybody try it. Isn't that cool? So, okay, Ray, did you want to finish that up, and then we'll go into these 32 species, and then after that, you guys write your questions down, because we'll let you come in and ask Ray a question, what you're wondering, and me and Lily will ask some questions, and then you guys will get a chance. How's that sound to everybody? The only thing I want to add to this, so that everybody understands, this was planned out. You know, my dad didn't meet all 32. I did, because my dad ended up dying down the road. But anyway, to meet different Star People. Okay, we never knew the craft, what it was going to look like, who they were going to be. The code was always, you know, whatever highway, it would be like line 40 south, so that would be highway 40 south. We would head in our car, go meet whoever, and that's the way it was. And the lady that gets credit for the drawings, because I cannot draw, I can't draw at all, is Jenny Blankenship. I had my meetings the first Monday of the month. She drew every one of these 32 down to detail. And I never forgot what they look like. And as we go into this, they're not in order the way she drew it. I got them marked 1 through 30, 32. And when you're ready to do the drawings, we can go ahead and do them and start with the first one.
Wow, thank you, Ray. Now I have the drawings in front of me, and each drawing is a frontal view and a side view of each being, and then I believe every drawing has what the ship that they came in looked like. And you will see these on the YouTube video as you watch it. So And how long ago did you have these drawn? Like 6 months ago, Ray?
Yeah, it was about 6 months because I had to find somebody who could draw real good, and it was Jeannie. Jenny, she's a great artist. She does a lot of paintings, murals. She's really talented. So
Jeannie Blankenship, correct?
Jenny Blankenship, yeah.
Jenny Blankenship. We're going to give her credit. Thank you, Jenny. Beautiful artistry. And what I was discussing with Ray earlier, these drawings only came out 6 months ago. And, he's been visiting ETs for a long time now. How many years?
Over 50 years. There's 4 out of the 32. I call them my Fab Four. They're not the Beatles. It's the name they're stuck with. We're
going to talk about those. But what I want to say, just 6 months ago, these drawings were done. And if you've heard me before, nothing is planned out by accident. Everything comes at the right timing. Even the show that we're having today, even the round table in November, it's coming out at the perfect timing. And these drawings 6 months ago, it was perfect timing after, 40-some years, 50-some years. So what I'm saying in all that, if you put the puzzle pieces together, we're here, you guys, and we can see this like a sign and a wonder. It makes you wonder. It's time for us to build relationship with our ET brothers and sisters, more so than we have through the years. There's been researchers all through these years. So thank you so much, Ray, for coming on. Thank you for expanding humanity's consciousness and being a building stone to humanity to, continue with this relationship with our ETs. It's just a building of a relationship, just like we have relationship in the world, you guys. You meet a friend. What do you do with the friend? You ask each other questions and talk on the phone 2, 3, 4 hours, And then you get to know each other, and then just like a building a relationship, it's a process. So we're on the big stepping stone of building a relationship in this process. So let's get started. Is that okay, Ray?
Yeah, it's a pleasure and honor to be here, Liz. But I have to get all this information out, and I'm going to give this out now for what these people look like. So the first one, like I said, they're not in order. These are the one-eyed Cyclops people.
Okay. Let me just prelude this, and then I'll let you. So what we want to do, Ray, is maybe give 1 or 2 minutes of each species, and then we want to go into question and answer stuff, okay?
Fine.
Yeah, just whatever comes to your heart of what you remembered of them, or, I know they're very clear in your mind, and we'll talk about your Fab Four when we come up on that picture.
Okay.
So the first picture is, and again, you'll see it on the YouTube channel, is the one-eyed people. And on the picture, it says real friendly, 4th dimension. And then let me just describe the ship a little bit. It kind of looks like a sun with little rays and yellow overlapped it. It says ship, very brilliant. Okay, go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, it's an egg-shaped craft. These crafts are humongous, okay? The drawings makes them look real small. This is a wee hours in the morning, and it's the most beautiful color orange you'd ever see in your life, with this yellow glow around the craft. These guys are 8 to 10 feet tall. They got a huge black eye. They got 5 fingers. They got web hands. They got 6 toes. These people are brilliant. They're real friendly. They speak telepathically. When me and my late father were on this craft, we were circled by 6 giant one-eyed Cyclops people. That's what they're called. And we thought these guys were going to tear us apart. And that's when we heard telepathically, we are your friends. We're not here to harm you. We're here for information. And I ended up seeing these guys 2 more times later on. My dad only seen them once. But that's about it on that guy.
Okay. Do you remember just a couple details of what the ship looked like inside?
It's kind of white, real bright light, and not that many controls that we could see that they had in there. It was pretty wide open, and like I said, these people are creatures. They're not humanoids that look like us. So
Right.
Okay. Things like that.
How about chairs or anything to sit on or whatever?
We saw chairs that were actually connected to the craft. They weren't loose like our chairs around our kitchen table, that type of thing. These were
they were like weaved into the architecture of the craft.
Yeah, they were connected to the inside of the room.
Wow. Okay. And the next one is Star Women, 7 feet tall. Talk about our planet. And then let me scroll down here. Star Women, blonde or dark hair, pale skin. And then it says ship, Woods Walker, 7. I don't know what that means, so go ahead.
That's Jenny's email. Anyway, they're 7 feet tall. They're in blue jumpsuits, got black boots. They got ray guns, and they have a star emblem on their uniform. They got a weird-looking craft. They're from another galaxy. They're actually walk amongst us down here on planet Earth. They put a blouse, a pair of jeans on them. You wouldn't even know. They got real long, slanted eyes. They have bases down here. A lot of these star people, even the one-eyed Cyclops, all have bases underground our planet. All these people are masters of the underground. And they talk telepathically. They're really friendly. They love our bread. They love this planet. They've been coming to this planet for a long time. These people, even the one-eyed Cyclops people, they're watchers and protectors of this planet. And they're going to be here for the big day. And every one of these star people are programmed what to do. So
wow. So you said all of these 32 species, they all have bases underground. They've been here for a long time, so I'm assuming to say that they've been a big part of our history back, because we don't even know our true history yet. Andrew Bartas, Galactic Historian, talks about that a lot, and Franco does, Julian does. Wow. Thank you for sharing that part.
Okay.
Okay, next, monk people, 6 to 7 feet tall, and their ship is, you can describe their ship. Let me see if there's something down here. Hold on. Ship. There's the shape of the ship. Monk people, 15th dimension.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they fly in what looks like a birthday-sized cake, flying saucer.
A birthday cake, huh?
Yeah.
Really? There's things that come out like a candle? They look like candles?
The way it's designed, yeah. All these crafts, the people from where they come from design their own crafts. There also is a planet that designs a lot of crafts for these people. They look like monk people. They're bald with slanted eyes to a point, but they're round. They're in these brown robes with these stars. It's like a red bunch of stars. It's a belt. They're probably 1 million years in technology. They're 6 to 7 feet tall. And they've been here for a long time. They have bases down here on this planet. And on their planet, they're underground. That's where they live. They don't live above ground. A lot of these planets have 2 suns. And that's one thing that they talked about.
Did you say they had 2 suns on their planet?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they were talking about, us being in the sun too long, that we turn into a mutant. And what it is the cells that die that give us old age, being in the sun, has a lot to do with it. Our top scientists to this day are trying to reverse themselves, and that would be our immortality, to live even longer. So,
right. I've heard a lot of talk in my intel world and discovery that most planets, people live inside the planet, and planets are hollow, even though there's layers, like big cities, it's big inside. And they come from the 15th dimension, these monk people. Wow, I can't even imagine the 15th dimension. Did they ever talk what it's like in the 15th dimension?
No. They wear these giant tongs like kind of back in the biblical days. A lot of them don't talk about their planet. They talk about they give us the dimension, we ask where they're from or the planet. Some of them would just say from another dimension, another galaxy, or in this case, the monk people are from the 15th dimension. I don't know how many dimensions are really out there, how many star people are really out there, but I know that there's 32, 28 good and 4 bad.
So they don't talk about themselves. They give information of, the changes on the planet. That's a big clue that, they're not egotistic and they want to really help, to me anyway. Thanks for bringing that out, Ray.
The whole purpose of meeting all 32, even the bad ones, they weren't there for good information. The 28 were here for information to give us of what we need to do. And the biggest thing is we have to stop these nuclear power plants, anything nuclear, stop the wars. We have to turn everything around because in the long run, in 20 years, we're spraying our food. Back in my time, we didn't spray our food. We didn't spray them gardens. And,
right.
They're concerned about us. They're concerned about this planet. Planet Earth will always be here. If we don't do what they're saying, we ain't going to be here. But they know what we're doing. They know we're trying to turn everything around.
Right. And so they're here to help.
Right.
And to co-create with us. We'll eventually get there in our relationship. Yeah, and it's good that you brought out the nuclear stuff because if you've been in my world, done some research and the intel, there have been many, 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 many incidents of nukes to go off, and they didn't go off because we had our ET brothers and sisters, star families, to protect us with their higher technology, which we have higher technology too here, and but it's been squelched. But it's going to come out, and then we'll continue building together even with our star families to develop technology. And so don't get used to one thing, you guys. Even if we have a high technology like a replicator, you can put, a code in and it brings out a steak meal. Where are you going beyond that? And so, because this is why. We're limitless. We're diamonds. Okay, next one. Blue Warriors. Let me scroll down here. Blue Warriors. Blue Warrior people. Ship from 8th dimension. Is that it?
That's right.
And their ship looks really square with lights all around it.
Yeah, they got red lights, red dotted lights all the way around it, square. These guys are 7 to 8 feet tall.
They're blue?
What are you going to say?
Are they blue?
Yeah, they're blue. They call it Blue Warriors. Yeah, they're completely blue. You got black hair, big round eyes are black. These guys are humongous. They're built real good. They're in a complete blue jumpsuit like with black boots.
Their hair kind of looks like the way she drew it, like like you would see the culture of African American hair.
Right. They
wow.
have bases down here. These guys are programmed to protect us in case anything happens. They've been down here for quite some time, and they live on the underground in their planet. They're from the 8th dimension.
Have they ever taken you down to any of their underground,
No.
what, okay. So they just talk about it.
When we get into the insects, they help the Hopi Indians, took them underneath the ground.
Oh, cool.
The next one.
Okay. Next one, 7 to 9 inches tall. The blue people, very spiritual. Let me scroll here. The blue people love our planet and can float. They can float, levitate. Yeah. And their ship, too,
it's a
from another dimension.
Craft with like 3 red dots, blinking lights on each side of the square. They're 7 to 9 feet tall. Yeah, they actually float off the ground. They have like a third eye. They're in these, looks like back in the biblical time, gowns. But they're really loving, spiritual people. They talk telepathic just like the Blue Warriors. When I get to the people that actually talk our language, you'll know who they are. But, they were all here for just about the same information to stop the wars, everything nuclear. We should have learned from Chernobyl and Fukushima. But it just gives you an idea where this is going with the nuclear power plants. It's the cheapest electricity to use on this planet. But is it really worth destroying the people on this planet? I don't think so. I think we should be listening to these people because these people know what they're talking about here.
Yes, absolutely. I understand about nuclear energy. The controllers have taken the nuclear and used it for bad, but nuclear energy and fusion, it's an energy that's very good, but we got to untwist it and turn it right side up. Next, orange people, something 10 inches tall. They're real fuzzy and orange. 4 to 10 inches tall, maybe that's what it says.
4 to 10 feet.
10 feet, I'm saying inches, sorry. Orange people, galaxy far away, love our bread. And the ship looks like a donut.
That's a donut-sized craft. These guys are orange in color. They're real hairy. They look like a squirrel in the face. They talk telepathic. And they've also came out with the same message. When I've seen these guys later on, even the other ones that I've mentioned, I seen them like 1969, 1972, where they were talking, about what we need to do and the changes that are going to come down here as we go through now 2014 to the year 2017. There's going to be a lot of changes down here, a lot of good changes, and I know that people down here are really fearing that a lot of people are going to be getting killed, this and that. It's not going to happen. As we go through this, these people are going to intervene on everything, even my Fab 4, even Tole's 12 Rama Council planets.
And Tanaf, Silver Legion, and others that we don't even know about.
Yeah, there's many. And then you got the great ones, the spiritual ones.
Okay, so what you just said, significant, Ray, brought to my mind, is you really did your awakening through these star people that visited you throughout the years, because they kept you abreast, and you probably wouldn't even know about it, maybe, because there's still people that don't have a clue of this awakening, and, well, they're wakening up now, but the world changes and stuff. So they helped you awake and see, and I bet you as time went on, what they said was going to go on, you saw it go on in the world and were amazed, huh?
Right. Yeah, these people are amazed. They're so intelligent. They're really friendly star people, all 28 of them. They're not just my friends. There's everybody's friends on this planet.
And by the way, they're attending today, and beyond just these 32, I know there's more. Julian's observation ship and Tolix people and any ones we don't know. I just wanted to thank you for your presence. Thank you for being here, and just enjoy the show. And thank you. Right, Ray and Lily?
That's right.
We believe in you, and we're building relationship, and we're helping others to build that too.
Us humans couldn't do without these people. It's our time to evolve as humans. This was supposed to happen 368 years ago. We're probably talking the 1600s. The other thing that I want to let your audience know is anything bad that comes down here is down here to control us, like what's been happening to us quite a few years here with the reptilians and trying to erase humanity. The good ones, the 28 good ones that I met, are here to help us.
To help humanity, absolutely. And there's 28 outnumbers 2 in just your world, too. So, and we can see that with we'll just say the economic world crumbling now. They're crumbling.
There's good and bad out there. There's good and bad down here. The good outweighs the bad out there.
Right.
Everybody.
Let's bring another point out, too, Ray, is if you noticed, and I learned this from Ray for the first time, and I asked Franco, and he confirmed, you're on to something, Elizabeth. What Ray says is when you see what these species look like, you'll notice that on Earth there's smaller versions of these species.
Yeah.
That's very significant. That's because...
And that was an education in itself, because when we get to them, well, actually this next one is one of them. This is the 6-foot-tall worm people. What everybody
6-foot-tall worm people, yeah. Always around water. There's 2 different ships.
Right.
And let me just go down here real quick, and then I'll let you continue. Worm people, 12th dimension, 2 different ships. Go ahead.
They're different colors. They're brown and green. we have tiny worms down here. And as we go through the other insects in here, the conclusion that me and my father come up with, because he had met these, we used the year 1800, when the giant ones came down in Colorado to tell the tiny ones what their purpose is down here on this planet. And this was an education for us to figure out as we went through this with each one of these star people. And me and my late father used to, I'm a 12-year-old kid, but as I got a little bit older in this, it's all me, but we would talk. We would say, we're not anybody. We're not the President of the United States. This was planned out through 3 generations, DNA, and there's a big purpose for all this, even now, because with my Fab 4, that's been with me for over 50 years. These guys have never lied to me. I get vital information from these guys every 2 months, and I have my meetings on the first Monday of the month, and I get the information out wherever I'm speaking. I have to get the information out.
Cool. And we'll talk more about your Fad 4. Thank you, Fad 4, for attending today, too. Thank you for all what you do, all you guys. Okay, and I'm looking forward to building relationship deeper and deeper and co-creating with you. Okay, green glowing people float off ground. Kind of looks like a ghost. And then there's a ship from another dimension.
Yeah. Kind of reminds you of Casper the Ghost cartoon. All these people are real. I just couldn't draw them. And they got a green glow around their cape like they float off the ground. They got these real deep, dark orange eyes, and they talk telepathically. They're from another dimension. But again, given the same information as a lot of them, what we need to do, and they know we're turning everything around.
What's their ship look like?
Kind of like a top.
A top?
Looks like a top.
T-O-P.
Oh, you got green, red, blue. These almost like a pyramid type at the top of the craft. This is beautiful. All these crafts at nighttime, to see these colors and, we're out. Don't get me wrong, when I was 12 and a little bit old, especially when I was 12 coming in here, we were scared like never before, even my dad. But these people talk telepathically. They came in and the crafts we were in, and they would speak telepathically, letting us know that they are our friends. They're not here to harm us. This was a big calm relief for us to go through. Because, just like these giant Cyclops guys with the one eye. You just imagine yourself on a ship, 6 of these 8 to 10 feet tall guys got you in a circle. And all you're thinking as a human, these people are going to tear the hell out of us. I was crying and screaming. I was behind my dad. I can imagine what my dad was going through. But as a human, I could figure out as I got older, my dad was ready to take out too, because we thought this was it. But these people are real friendly. There was a reason for us to meet all 32, even the bad ones, with the information. Every one of them participated in this. It's been my life for over 50 years. It's been the greatest education ever. You don't go to school for this.
Good point to bring out, Ray. Now, the next ones are snake people, 6 feet tall, pale skin, 3 fingers, not 3 finger. It says not good. And these look like human beings, and then they got these like snake hats on. And go ahead and some antenna and whatever. And let me see this ship here.
Oh, it looks like a snake wrap headpiece, and this antenna is actually built into their snake hat-like.
Wow, that's cool.
These guys have a snake emblem. They're in a brown suit, black boots, 3 fingers, talk telepathically. They're 6 feet tall. The craft is, it's not shaped as a flying saucer. It's kind of a square with 2 wing lights with dark blue lights. They have like a goatee, giant purple eyes. And they
giant purple eyes with a goatee, like a beard goatee.
Yeah, got a mouth.
And the eyes are bigger than humans.
Exactly. Got a
Beautiful.
Mouth, got ears. They were here for information. They're not bad people, but we're coming up to one of the bad people now.
Which is praying mantis people, 6 to 7 feet tall, and let's see, praying mantis people love our bread from another dimension. Ship. There's a ship.
Right. These guys are 6 to 7 feet tall. There's got to be an east and a west. They're white in color. They got 3 fingers, 3 toes, huge black eyes. There's a friend of mine by the name of Margie Kay. She's assistant director in Kansas City. She's actually talking to one of the praying mantis. She calls it her Manny. And the craft we were on, it's a weird-looking craft. It's got yellow and green lights and blue lights on the end tips. They were real rough on my father. They pushed him down. I actually kicked one in the shin and jumped behind my dad. I was trying to help my dad. He was 12 years old at the time. These are one of the bad 4. They weren't there for information, good information. These people, especially the ones we think are bad here, had no interest for us humans. They're supposed to be, and that's why we figured it was an east and a west. They're supposed to be real loving and caring. And I really think that's true, but, there's a lot of grays out there, and we looked at these praying mantis to be good and bad. And it just happens that the ones we had met didn't have our best interests and talked about how they didn't care if we made it or not. So, yeah.
So the picture that you drawn, these are the bad guys that came to you, and then you believe there's another group that are good guys, and that makes sense. Andrew Bartzitz and others talk about reptilians, and there's good reptilians out there. So these guys are one of the bad ones that probably egotistic and only care about themselves. Me. Like we have groups like that here in this earth. What kind of things were they trying to get out of you? What were they asking you questions? What kind of stuff were they trying to get out of you?
They were just there for bad information. They didn't care if we made it or not. You have to understand, the 28 good ones were there for information to let us know what we're doing wrong to help correct it, plus let us know that not only we're not alone, we have a lot of power out there. I got a lot of power around me.
Because we're diamonds, yes.
And we got a lot of power out there that's going to, these people, when it's all said and done, we're going to be working side by side with these people, not just the people you're getting to see tonight, other than the 4 bad ones. You got Tele Drama Council, you got the Silver Allegiant, the list goes on. And we're going to be working side by side. They're not just going to be down here for a day. They're going to be down here for a long time. We're going to be learning new technologies, finding out all the answers. When all this is said and done, many good ones will come.
Yeah, it'll be like the Star Wars scene at the bar, and there's all different species.
What you have to understand is our time to evolve. This is supposed to happen a long time ago, 368 years. From 3D carbon to a crystal liquid, 4D.
Us, yes.
And we're going to go through this process, and they're going to help us. These next guys are a big reason why we're going through what we're going through.
Well, let me just ask you, first of all, a couple of good points to bring out what these bad guys, what are they called? The praying mantis people. Yeah. What kind of, were they asking you questions, or what, they're just trying to bully you, or what, make you fear? Yeah. And at the same time, tell them about how you were protected, and then they were done bullying you for a certain period of time, and then they just left. They say goodbye, or what?
They were there for negative information. We don't see them at one time. Even the reptilians.
Okay. So the 2 bad ones you've only seen one time. And how did you know you were protected at those times?
We were.
What? You must have been, because you're still alive.
Because these other star people were around. This was set up for us to meet these people.
Right. Part of the education, because we got to know where we're coming from.
It wasn't education. We never knew who we were going to meet. It's the same way with, these are major players that are coming up here next, and you'll understand it even more. These are the reptilians.
So next are the reptilians. The praying mantis and the reptilians are the two bad ones you met. Reptilian lizard-type people, not good people, from planet Draco and ships. There's two different kinds of ships they have that you saw.
These people got the hideous red eyes. They have the powers to change themselves into looking like you, anything. They actually stuck their hand and arm all the way through my dad. They didn't hurt my dad. They can walk right through you. These are the people that have been controlling this planet for a long time. We got Rothschilds, Bilderbergs, these people are reptilians, okay? If anything, you want to thank these people called the Procyon as part of Tolik's Drama Council, 4 planets. And I never met the good vegetarian reptilians. These people knew the weakness of the Hydro and Draco Greys and the reptilians and the Orion Greys. The Orion Greys are always around the reptilians.
Right. So I want to bring out a good point regarding the two bad species that you met. And Cynthia and others talk a lot about this, so I've come to learn. They're in different dimensions, so they can be around us too, all of us. But when you encounter, a bad feeling or, one of these bad guys are around you, they too can be transformed by the universal prayer of the Law of One and by, flowing your love feelings out to them. And when you pray the Law of One, only the highest good of all concerned can happen with the Law of One. When all are harmed, all are harmed. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. So therefore, in the name of who I am and I am one with all that there is, I ask for any beings that are around me, only, the highest good of all happened, and they just transform and melt anyway, that energy that's around you. So I wanted to bring that point. Pardon?
To make your people understand about these guys, they're really powerful. These guys have a soul, too, but they're hideous. They put nothing but the fear of God in you. These people planned before they came here.
Say what? Say that again, Ray?
These people had a plan before they even came here.
Right.
The entire Milky Way, there's 20 planets, humanoid planets, like us, different color, hair, eyes, skin, and planet Earth. We would have all been reptilians. But you can thank God for the Procyons and the vegetarian reptilians that actually shot a sonic blast that blew up all the reptilian bases, Orion bases, killed a lot of them. There's only 250 reptilians down here. As we go from 3D to 4D, higher frequency.
And we're already in 4D, and we're going to be in 5th in the end of this year, beginning of next year, according to Franco. So we're even well more on our way.
They won't even touch us anymore.
They can't even touch us right now at this time. We're there, Ray. So yay.
I know, but I'm just letting your people know.
Yeah, I understand.
They can't touch us. They'll end up going back to their planet. And, the Drama Council, Tolik is such a great friend of mine. He's right there with me on this. They can't wait for visitation. But to make your people understand when and how this will happen, us humans are always used to a date and a time. Star people, it's an event. The reason they don't use a date and a time is because, it can jump. But what's supposed to happen is there is a asteroid out there. It's not going to hit the planet Earth. It's going to come by Mars, come by us. If this happens, this would cause magnetic earthquakes, which would cause visitation contact. There's a craft out there. Everybody thinks it's a comet. This comet ISON is a craft. There's 5,000 crew aboard this giant craft with 30 different races. I even asked my Fab 4 if are cousins
right.
on this craft? And they said yes. Their cousins are chunky. There's an orb light in this craft. This craft goes to all the worlds out there for visitation contact. I just wanted to let you know about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've done a blog way back on Comet Ison, and Tanath and Tole know some info on this, but this is done by some guys that don't even speak our language, and they translated it into English. It's phenomenal. So what these ET races did with different ET races, Star People races on these two ships that are connected to Comet Ison and disguised, it is an asteroid, but they interconnected with the asteroid. It's stuff that Ray said. And then also, if you want to learn more of your galactic history, our true history, it's some pieces that Ray said, and then Andrew Bartzitz has a 20-video series out there. You'll be astounded of our galactic history and the wars and all that, and, you know, the bad guys, Star People, the good Star People, and all that. So let's go on to the next, and that is, I think, the cat people.
The cat people.
And cat people 9 to 12 feet tall from 9th dimension. They love our bread. And the ship is kind of interesting.
They're 9 to 12 feet tall. They're in two colors, all brown, all blue. They talk telepathically. I have a cat, and a lot of people that have cats, you know how all your cats are. These guys are 9 to 12 feet tall. And they were here for information. They speak telepathically. This is what these people look like, you know. Another thing is, you know, we're used to tiny cats. These are giants. And I was even told that by my Fab Four, there's friendly, giant, 6 to 8 feet tall bees and 6-foot giant grasshoppers. And you see the same tiny ones we have down here.
And I confirmed that with Franco's call, the last call we did with Franco, which is number 167 pound. I confirmed that with him. I asked him that, and he confirmed that. Lots of confirmation going on with all different groups, and that is really good news, and that lets you know that you know that you know it's true, you know, confirming 2 or 3 witnesses. 6 feet tall, monster-looking people from the 10th dimension love our bread. They look like a jailbirds.
These people, there's people that we met that wouldn't tell us who they were, so this is the name, you know, monster-looking people, because that's what they look like. Their faces are really hideous, and they're brown stripe, white stripe. These guys 6 feet tall, and they got 3 fingers, 4 toes. They look like they're out of prison, you know. I mean, the colors down here on Earth.
Like the black and white striped prison suits.
It looks like a giant raft like we have in the waters. They have all kinds of pink, yellow, blue, orange, big lights. This thing is so pretty, it's awesome at night, all these crafts. But,
and the ship looks interesting.
Yeah.
From the monster people.
Like I just said it. I forgot it already. But anyway, like a lifeboat we have down here. But it's the colors, how big it is, and the form of it, the way it is inside. When you go inside, you're walking in a complete circle. They have giant rooms, and these people talk telepathically. They were there with the same messages. We are your friends. We're not here to hurt you. We're here for information. Like I said, this whole thing was planned out by this 12-inch dwarf that met my late grandfather in Yugoslavia. And, you know...
It looks like a big raft, water raft from the top.
That's what I said a few minutes ago, and when you had said something. But anyway... Okay.
I want to back up to the cat people. That ship looks interesting. Can you describe that ship a little bit? It's different than the others. Looks like a rocket or something.
I don't know. It looks like a giant shot type thing, the way it's formed, and it has 2 wings. It's not a...
a giant shot? You mean like a syringe, how you give shots?
It's a giant syringe with wings on both sides.
Oh, wow. That's different.
It has blue, yellow, pink, green, and red lights on it. It's enormous. All these crafts are enormous. Most beautiful things you've seen lit up at night. And it was unreal.
Okay, next, 4 feet tall, frog people, 11th dimension, love our bread. And then the ship looks like the Earth and the galaxy floating around it.
Yeah. These guys are 4 feet tall. They speak telepathically. They got green eyes, polka dots. They're underneath our mountains. They got like claw hands, 3 claw feet. They're doing a lot of good for the soil on this planet. They live in the underground on their planet too, all these star people. And they talk telepathically.
Okay.
And they're here.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
They're from the 11th dimension. They're here to help us. And they fly in it kind of looks like a globe in a kind of a saucer shape. It's blue on the top. This whole top is like a half moon with this beautiful blue color. And at the bottom it's pink with the beautiful color of pink. And at night it just, it's a small craft, but it's not that small to the naked eye as you're actually looking at it in the sky, because as we're watching it taking off. But, these are the people we're supposed to meet. We never knew who we were going to meet. We got the information telepathically. In this case, it's all me. And whatever line, highway it was, I would go either east, west, south, north. And I'm meeting these people in the wee hours of the morning. And what would happen is my car would stop. I would look at my watch. My watch would stop. So when I got off these crafts, same way with my Fab 4, I would go to a Quick Trip or wherever there was a clock. It would let me know how long it was actually on that craft.
Yeah, cool. And you documented that.
Yeah, I got everything written down in my notebook.
Oh, what was the longest time you were on the craft?
With the Fab 4, about 3 hours.
Oh, okay. All right, next is hairy people, 8 feet tall, 6 fingers, ugly but friendly. Well, what we consider ugly, I'm sure they're beautiful and compare them to everybody, every single living being. 8 feet tall, 6 fingers, ugly but friendly, have orange glow around body. From Anne, or you can say that, and from somewhere, some planet, and then the ship.
They're from another dimension. These guys are 8 feet tall. They got 6 fingers. They got these huge slanted, real dark orange eyes, and around their mouth is orange too. And they're hideous-looking people. They wouldn't give us their name, but this is what I came up with, hairy people, because that's what they look like. And they had this orange red glow around their bodies. They talk telepathically, and they were there for information. We're not here to harm you. We're here for
right. And so just so you guys know, we have 12 strands of DNA. 3 strands have been only turned on for a long, long time, and the others were turned off to be latent. That's something, reptilians did. But our DNA, our 12-strand DNA is now turning on, and we are mixed DNA from all of these different races. I've read a really excellent book that I know that hits true to my heart. And so this is why we're considered so special here in these human skin suits. I mean, we're like movie stars to these ET races. We're very fascinating, and they can't wait, till we illuminate, we're diamonds again, because we'll be helping them. They're not our saviors. We're going to be, they help us, we help them. It's an equal exchange, and, once we get off the ground, so to speak, we're going to be helping them a lot. And Andrew talks about that a little too. The next one, hybrid, half man, half alien, cannot blink, 4 to 6 feet tall. Females look most like us, small bodies, larger heads. Some have dark hair and big black eyes, others blue. And there's a different looking ship.
Yeah, these are hybrids. In my meetings, I have some women that know they have hybrid children, half alien, half human, and mostly females. But
do they sound like children, or what did they tell you?
Well, they tell them that they are their children. And if they want to see them, they'll let them see them, but they won't let them have them. And the women know they are their children. So
do they give birth to them on Earth and then take them back, or?
They take the women on their craft, and it's the way they do it. It's nothing like how our women get pregnant down here, but these women know that these hybrids are their kids. The other thing I want to say on these hybrids, and I don't want to get everybody scared, there's 6 million hybrids programmed.
6 million hybrids on this Earth?
Yeah. 6 million hybrids underneath the ground, let me finish, that are here that are programmed to help us. People are scared about this Armageddon and, like it's World War III. There's going to be 2, if this happens, giant safe haven dimensions on the left and the right that we would see. And then many of the star people would come and take us off this planet. If this would even happen, but
if it got that bad, but so they have plans for us. I mean, they got a full force plan, so we won't be injured.
These people, it's programmed for what they're supposed to do for us. There's 12 planets out there right now that actually use our DNA. We're multi-beings. We're really important. We're amazing beings. All these star people are amazed by us. And like I said, before this is all over, we're going to meet these people. We're going to meet many, not just 28, not just the ones that Tele has, the 12 different planets. We're going to be working side by side with these people, learning new technologies, getting the answers. I talked to my late father, and even when my late father was alive, the answers we figured out all the way down to the big enchilada of visitation, we were right on. And as we go through this, especially it's me now, the major year that my Fab Four have given me is a major year for all of us, 2017. And being in this for over 50 years, I personally, myself, think that's the year for contact. But it will be an event that will cause contact, not a date or a time. That's all.
Okay. And we're getting down here. Egyptian-type people from galaxy far away, watching us for years, love our bread, long noses.
These are the biblical people, 2,000 years ago. These people watching us for years, they love our bread. Yeah, they have long noses. They're from a galaxy far, far away. They actually can speak our language and telepathically. This is a husband and wife, and they were here for the same information as the others were. So it's just kind of almost the same thing. This was programmed. And then later on when I met these people, it was letting me know the changes that are coming down here, all of them.
And you see the changes now, right? After they told you a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. And there's going to be more to come. But people are fearing that, I'm waiting for unbelievable changes, not your earthquakes, mudslides, fires, the typical things we see in here. Big-time earthquakes are coming, but
we'll be protected. And as our powers turn on, we can help the weather to dissipate.
These people are going to intervene on everything now.
Yes.
They actually went to the top leaders. They're coming to the people now.
They went to the top leaders, all the governments, all our presidents, all the top leaders around the world. They know about ETs. It's time for us let's bring it out, you guys. And this is what they've hid from us for years. One of the big things is the energy. The energy. If we knew there were ETs and spaceships that can go really fast and faster than planes, speed of light, and disappear and reappear, they don't want us to find that out because there's free energy and there's lots of money into that energy now. So tell us one more time the two that can speak English. One of them are the biblical people.
Yeah, and the Well, my Fab Four, my elephant people, the Nordiques, my little 3-inch human guys can speak, and they can also...
Oh, so there's more than 2.
Oh, yeah. It's just
that can speak English.
As we get into this, you'll hear it from me, sweetie.
Okay. So it's the biblical people, the Nordiques that look like us, and then your elephant people, they can speak English.
Yes. And
anybody else?
My little 3-inch humanoid guy.
Your little 3-inch humanoids. Isn't that cool? That's cute. Lily likes those. Okay, next, busted beak people. They're ship and highly intelligent, very nice. Oh.
These guys are 8 to 10 feet tall.
Eighth dimension.
That's what they're called, is the busted beak people. They have 4 beaks all the way around their head. Two beaks for their ears, one in the back of their head. The one in the front is busted. They're in a black jumpsuit, black boots. These guys are very nice. They fly in a triangle craft, in this other craft. They're from the 8th dimension. Highly intelligent, really friendly. They talk telepathically. And
so they said that was their name, busted beak people.
Yeah. Well, these people, like I said, we ask them who they are, where they're from. They'll either give us their name, the dimension, or they'll just say the dimension, and, we try to get their planet. The only one that gave me their planet, and that's towards the end, and I'll tell that when I get to it.
Okay. Space suit people likes our planet a lot. Light flashes inside helmet while they are talking to you. 6 to 9 feet tall.
These are another one of the bad people. These are guys in silver suits.
Okay.
Yeah, they like our planet. They don't really care if we make it. They're 6 to 9 feet tall. They fly in a boomerang craft, huge blue light in the center, 2 red lights on each end. You kind of know what a boomerang looks like. The other one's a square giant craft with a lot of yellow lights. They have an antenna. They have a light for a face. When it blinks, they talk telepathically. These guys are bad. They're from another dimension. And like I said, they were not there for good information. Like I said a few minutes ago, that they didn't have our best interest. They didn't care if we made it.
So what's their names again?
These guys are silver suit, space guys in silver suits. That's the name we came up, because they're in a silver suit with antennas. They didn't give us their name or their planet. They're just from another dimension. They were bad people, and there's one more left, and that's the Orion Greys. So
silver suit people, the reptilians, and praying mantis. A race of the reptilians and a race of the praying mantis, we'll say, or bads that you met, and the silver suit people.
Right.
The next is, I think, the one your grandpa met, little dwarf people from 7th to 8th dimensions, have bases here, live underground, and in trees on their planet, egg-shaped ship.
These guys are not the ones that you're looking at now that my late grandfather met.
Okay.
It is the type of dwarf. They're 12 inches. They get as high as 3 feet, all colored clothes. They're from the 7th, 8th dimension. They have bases here. They live underneath the ground in trees on their planet. It's a giant egg. It's kind of a white light. The whole thing's lit up white. These guys talk telepathically. They're the ones that the one my late grandfather met that set this up to tell him that one of his sons, one of his grandsons, would be chosen to meet many star people. And the education that me and my late father would get out of this. My late grandfather, when I was a lot younger, he would talk about the little people. And he had 4 sons. And the only one that really knew that my late grandfather was telling the truth was my father, because he was implanted. He knew what was going on. We're Yugoslavian Croatian. They could speak the language where certain people wouldn't hear what they were saying. And
right. By the way, Ray's father lived in a town in Minnesota, and a few of us are going to take a road trip there and other places, and we'll keep you updated when we do that road trip. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh, my son's girlfriend, you know, they like to take pictures with these smartphones, and she was waiting for him to get off work one day, just walking through a neighborhood, and she took a picture of this tree, and she showed me, and it was like almost right after or right before I listened to Ray for the first time and saw these pictures, and the picture of the dwarf has a tree with a door on it, and there's a dwarf. But she showed me a picture of the tree and it had a door on it. I said, oh, my God. And she goes, I said, where's this tree? In a yard where a house is? She goes, no. Actually, this tree is off on the side of the road. And we might take a road trip there. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
The next are silver metallic people from another galaxy, 5 to 6 feet tall. Beings fly. These guys got triangle heads and a little bit of arm coming out with great big wings. Go ahead.
These guys talk telepathic because they actually fly. It looks like a giant baseball craft. It has a red light in the center, and it shoots out sparks of yellow and red, and it's a huge craft. These guys are from another galaxy. They're 5 to 6 feet tall, and they got that pyramid face. They're real. And
they got eyes on there. They got eyes and a nose and a mouth, it looks like, on the pyramid.
Yeah, they're little tiny slanted eyes, little nose, little mouth. These people are real friendly, and they were there just like the rest of them, with the good ones, about the same information. Because we were told, in this case it's me, we were told anyway that we were going to meet different people with information, and it was an education. You know, this was the greatest education. You don't have to go to school for this. You know, 12 years old. I didn't come in at 22 or 32. I came in at 12 years old. And I never tried to break a light ever again after the incident I had with those guys. But, you know, this was all planned for me this one day, for them to come in my life and the way it's going. And, you know, what this little 12-inch dwarf had set up for me and my late father. So, you know, I'm carrying the torch now. I take bread to all of them. They took it. I still take bread if I take a long ride. I'm supposed to go to Columbia, Missouri, October 14th. I'm going to speak to MUFON. I'll bring my drawings and tell my life story. And this is what I do. I have to get the information out that they're giving me. And that's what I do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next is star people with black pants and X-vesses, hood and cape. They look like they have a golden hair with a, what do you call it?
The mohawk haircut.
Mohawk, yeah. And then let me read
it. They've got a long nose. They're 6 to 7 feet tall. They got unusual weapons. They have a black cape. They're black pants with a black vest type, black boots. They have, it's a laser rifle they carry over their shoulder. These guys are protectors of the universe and planet Earth. They're real friendly. They talk telepathic. They got red eyes for eyes, real deep red eyes. Real ugly looking, but I mean, just real smart and friendly.
Tell about the weapons. You were maybe thinking of taking one? They were going to give you one, maybe?
That was a Nordiques.
Okay.
I'll get to that.
All right. All right, so next is little white, pale humanoids, 4 inches tall, 4 feet tall, childlike, large blue eyes, love our bread, from planet Faxion, something like that.
They're from a planet far away.
They're far away.
Pale humanoids, childlike, huge blue eyes, 4 feet tall. They fly in a diamond-shaped craft. It's pink with an orange light. They have like yellow colors coming off the craft. They have a blue cape, blue jumpsuit with black boots, curly hair, have a mouth, a nose, real friendly, and talk about our planet, and they're going to be here to protect us. They were here with the same information the other ones were saying.
Okay, great. 6 feet tall to 7 feet tall, ant people.
Now, my dad, these guys are hideous looking. And remember, again, we have tiny ants down here. They're 6 to 7 feet tall. The leaders have wings. They have two crafts. They actually have a giant craft that looks just like an ant. They have another craft that if you took a turtle and took the turtle out of the shell, it's black with a red light all the way around the bottom, and underneath the bottom, this ray of color red. They talk telepathically. We were on the craft, and it was like 6 or 7 heads in a circle with a huge mouth. We thought these guys were going to eat us, but they were letting us know we are your friends. We're not here to harm you. We're here for information. These ants actually help the Hopi Indians. They live in the underground on their planets, and the tiny ones are underneath the ground doing their thing. They're actually down here underneath the ground. They have bases. They helped the Hopi Indians. They fed them. They protected them. You'll read a lot about the Hopi Indians and the ant people. These ant people are our friends. All these people are our friends.
Wow. Now this huge ship, it looks just like a flying ant ship.
Yeah.
And I want to ask Ray, did they land these ships, or did they take you up in the ships, and how did that happen?
A lot of these ships are there on the ground. Oh, yeah.
They landed on the ground, the ships.
Then some of the ships we've actually been taken somewhere else, another dimension, but brought right back. But a lot of them were actually on the ground. They're always in secluded areas. They never go to the same area. Okay?
Yeah, I could see.
I've been all over St. Louis, parts of Illinois, you name it. I've been there. In the wee hours in the morning. I get information. My TV's off. My Fab.
Okay, let's save that for the Fab 4, huh?
I know.
Okay, so the ships, when they land, does a door open up and you just walk in, or how does that go? They
have a door that opens up, to it, yeah.
And then you and your dad just walked on board, went up the steps?
Or it's me. It'd be like a ramp, and you're going into this room. And you're in this room. You're either surrounded by 6 or 7 giant ants. In the case we were, the one-eyed giant cyclops people. Whoever we're meeting, these people are already there waiting for us to give us the information like I've been talking about.
Right.
I'm human just like you. This was all new to us. Now my late grandfather knew we were going to meet many. We didn't know. This is how. So
I can imagine you walking up to, these doors and ramps, and they were probably all different. You and your dad, you're like, okay, I wonder who we're going to meet this time.
Look at the weird crafts that we're going to, first of all, to make you understand, the most beautiful craft lit up in a color that would amaze you. The fear sets in when the door opens. That's when it is, because you don't know what you're going to meet.
Right.
To be in a room with 6 to 7 giant ants with a mouth yay big, ready. We thought these ants were going to eat us.
Or just not the ants, the other beings. So I want to commend you and your dad. You guys took the leap of faith, and that's what that means, to walk through your fear. And most of the time, you were amazed. You're amazed all the time. But I'm talking about the good guys, and yeah. Right. Wow, that's great. Okay, so then when you went to different dimensions, you would walk into the ships, and then the ships would take off, or?
Well, no, we get on the craft. The craft would take off, either take us into a different dimension, a star. We would come back, same spot where it landed, because our car wasn't, too far away. But a lot of times we were on the ground, in the craft, in a little meeting with them, and then that meeting would end because they would give us the information, just like the rest.
Right.
And then we'd go back to, I got an older brother, a younger sister, and my mother. I got a great mother. My dad scared the hell out of me when it first started, because he said, you can never tell your mother, your brother and sister, the guys in the white jackets would come and take us away. You'd never see them again. At 12 years old, it scared the hell out of me. But as I got older, I knew why my dad said what he said.
Right. So when you took off and went to other dimensions sometimes, what did it feel like flying in a ship? What did it feel? What?
It was neat. we don't have...
Did you feel like you're going fast? Or was it like a ride, amusement ride, or what?
Oh, it was unreal. It's just an unbelievable feeling compared to our crafts as humans. You have to understand, these are people from other worlds, dimensions, planets that are way out there, and we're in these crafts. We're designing beautiful crafts, especially lit up at night. It was quick where they went,
Did it feel like you're on an airplane or different than that?
Way beyond an airplane, sweetheart. Way.
Did you feel going up and down and sideways, I know it was probably all smooth, but did you feel all those directions?
The speed of the craft. Look at it this way: if they can do 16,000 miles an hour in our atmosphere, imagine what they can do when they hit outer space.
And were you able to look out the windows in all of these?
Some.
And you saw planet Earth?
When I came, trying to think here. With some of them, I actually coming in, seeing our beautiful planet Earth. I can understand why everybody comes to this planet. It's the most beautiful planet ever. I went to a planet called Circle, once with my late father, twice by myself. It was pretty neat.
Wow. Okay, next one's fly. They look like angels. Let's see. I'm going to go down. Star people with wings, 6 to 7 feet tall, from another galaxy, must be around water and sunlight, highly intelligent. They say they are protectors, watching over us for years, blue glow around people and ship.
This was an angel by the name of Catherine, a real angel. Most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Yellow, blonde hair, green eyes, and in this white gown with wings. The whole craft is a huge white light. They're always around water, sunlight on their planet. They're protectors of this planet for years. They got bases down here. Have bases down here for a long time. They're 6 to 7 feet tall. They're going to be here when it's time and prepared to do what they're supposed to do.
Wow. Okay, the next one I think is part of your FAD 4. They float. They're 3 inches tall. People from 5th, 7th dimensions. They make crop circles. Seen them many times. They float, love our bread. And then the ships.
These guys were my first encounter, 12 years old, 1959, when I was trying to break the street light. They're 3 inches taller from the 5th and 7th dimension. They make some of the crop circles, not all of them. It takes them about 7 to 10 seconds to do it. They got 3 crafts. The one that I saw was the one a little bit bigger than a basketball, and one that looks something like a football. And I'm trying to think of the name. It's acorn-shaped craft, kind of like that. These guys have the power to float. They were all over my shoulders, palm of my hand. I have my hat sometimes. They were actually on a bill of my hat, bent over, looking at me. These people are the greatest people you'd ever want. This is who I'd want everybody to meet. They have the power to shrink you to their size, 3 inches. They want me to go to their planet real bad. It'd be my luck that I come back and I was still 3 inches. I got a cat. He'd probably chase me around my apartment, try to eat me or kill me. So
these guys have like a see-through bubble around their head.
They have
and he's part of your FAD 4, right? And
yeah.
They come in groups of 8 or something like that?
Yeah, in a group of 8. They got a bubble-shaped helmet. They're always in a brown suit, brown hair. And they can speak our language. They're real high-pitched. My name's Ray Raymond. They call me Raymond. And
Raymond, like that.
Yeah, real high-pitched, yeah.
So, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, they're happy, aren't they? And they do funny things, huh?
Yeah, they're real spunky and just as fun-loving as, it's amazing. 3 inches tall, I want everybody to understand that things that we were taught were a myth are real. I got a guy that I'll have was in February. He was on the first show I did with the Hawaii show by the name of Richard Lunny. He actually went to an area, and he's got pictures of the 3-inch fairies with wings. So,
yeah.
the only one
sorry.
These next ones are...
Ray, what is one of the funniest things, because our natural being is happiness and bliss and glory, even us. But what are one of the funniest or happiest things they do? And, they play like little children, too.
They float. They're all over you. They're touching you. They're squeaky. They're laughing. They just put you in the greatest mood ever. And it's like being in a cartoon, only it's real.
Cool.
I'm kind of waiting for the Seven Dwarfs and Snow White. I mean, you're in that atmosphere of just the greatest feeling ever when you're around them. And
I remember the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and that, and other movies too.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So movies are true, whether good or bad. They're true. Anyway, myths are true. 3 feet, 7 feet tall, the Greys from Planto Serpo.
Yeah, these Serpo Greys are part of my Fab 4 from Planet Serpo. I've been there Planet 3 times, once with my late father, twice by myself.
One of them looks like a piece of pie.
Got the huge black eyes. They're in silver jumpsuits. You'll probably hear, if you put in the Planet Serpo, S-E-R-P-O, there's a story about 11 astronauts. I think it's really 13, but I think it's true. They made a deal with our Navy military to come down on this giant anti-aircraft carrier, giant flying saucer. They had it all set up for these 13 astronauts to have food for 2 years. What I want to tell your audience is there's no time in space, so you can forget your watch. They were actually up there longer than what they were supposed to be. 11 came back and died mysterious deaths, and 2 of them are supposed to still be up there. The Serpo Greys are vegetarians. They have the kind of gardens we have. They have weird trees in it, but yeah, you could survive up there.
Wow.
I think it was 1959. Their population was 650,000. It's over 1 billion now. But these are part of my Fab 4.
Yeah, so we're into your Fab 4 now, which you named, by the way, Fab 4. That's how you refer to them. The one of them is the 3-inch tall little guys with the round helmets around their head, the happiness ones. The other one's the Serpo Greys. And then the next one here is, let me get there.
Elephant people.
Elephant people. 10 feet tall, highly intelligent, 13th dimension, special friends. Aw.
Yeah,
they look like elephants.
They're from the 13th and 14th dimension. They're in a black jumpsuit, and they have red pyramid patches on their shoulders. The face and a small trunk, they look like the elephants that we have down here. They got 4 fingers. They got a web-like hands with these webs in between their fingers. These guys can speak our language telepathically. Between the Nordiques and them, they kind of take charge. These are the ones that show up on my TV when it's off a lot, or the radio.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that after these last ones. So you want to finish up the elephant people?
Yeah. That's about it. They're 10 feet tall. They're highly intelligent and real friendly.
Okay. And then the last of his Fab 4 are the Nordic star people. 5 to 7 feet tall, very beautiful and very strong, don't blink, like us a lot, love our bread and donuts. And they look like humans, right?
Yeah, the Nordiques, they're built real good. They got ray guns. They're always in these powder blue jumpsuits with black boots. Everybody asked, we talked to human for proof. Proof is really hard to get, but me and my late father almost had it. They had this ray gun. It was outdated. It was the weirdest ray gun I ever saw. It was half red, green, yellow with a red light. And the Nordique was explaining to us, there was 4 white buttons on the side of the ray gun. Still was the first button. Stun was the second. Third white button was disappear, and the last one was blow up. These ray guns were outdated. They were going to get new ones. So me and my late father thought we really had a chance to, get this ray gun so we'd have some kind of proof. But it never happened. And then me and my late father were thinking, even if we got it back in that day, who the hell would we trust to even take it to where we could get it back and all that, but it never happened.
Right.
They fly in giant cigar-shaped, 3 football lengths. It's brown or white, a triangle craft, or a giant flying saucer. Their women, their wives, they fly their crafts. These gals can actually pick up a man, throw him against the wall. That's how strong they are. They got blue eyes, blonde hair. They can speak our language. They love our donuts. And how you can tell, they're actually down here. You put a pair of T-shirt and jeans, you wouldn't know. The only way you're going to tell a Nordic, his eyes don't blink. And they're 5 to 7 feet tall. They're from another dimension. And this is part of my fab for the elephant people, the Nordiques, Serpo Greys for Serpo, with the big black eyes, and my little 3-inch humanoid buddies.
Okay, so the Nordic people that look like humans, the Serpo Greys with the big eyes, the gray silver jumpsuits, the little 3-inch people with the round helmet around them, and then the elephant people. Now, I just want to ask a question. The Fad 4 and all the ones that you've met, did they tell you that they wanted you to get the word out and tell humanity about meeting them?
Oh, yeah. See, I have meetings with my Fab 4 every 2 months. Any vital information they give me, I get it out of my meetings and our shows like this. And a lot of times they're in my meetings, or when I went to Kansas City to speak, they're there. The people can't see them. Had an incident with Debbie Zingermeyer. She's the Missouri director of MUFON, and on the board of directors, I was going to speak at Kansas City. Margie Kays, she's assistant director of MUFON there, and they were there, and I had to get the information out. Things that we're talking about wasn't going to be good news, but people in Kansas City, they asked, mostly women came to the meeting. It was about 400 people, and then we went out to the parking lot. We were out there for another 2.5 hours. So I told Debbie, I said, we got to go. We're getting tired. And there's a lot of farmland out there as we're heading down Highway 70, getting close to Columbia, Missouri. That was like the halfway part. But out of the corner of my eye, this whole white light just lit up the whole farmland. And Debbie's driving. She kind of saw that out of the corner of her eye. 5 minutes later, she's got this giant Jeep. Something hits the top of her Jeep, and this Jeep just swaying. She almost lost control. And Debbie looked at me and she goes, that was a bird. I can't say what I want to say on your show, but I said a bird, freaking Rodan. But as we got close to Columbia, Missouri, its exit, it was a QT.
Guys, speak up, Ray, a little bit.
You get on one side of the bumper, I'll get on the other side. And there wasn't a mark on her roof. So as we're going towards home, where my car was, we're about 15 minutes from where we live. When I got home, I was putting my luggage up, and I went to lay down to listen to the last 45 minutes of Coast to Coast George Norrie. And that's when I heard my little squeaky 3-inch guys, Raymond, they were on my TV. My TV's off. They were letting me know that was them that caused that white light and hitting her Jeep, and that they were down at that meeting in Kansas City to listen to me give the message that I was supposed to give out. And then they faded away, but before they faded away, they said we would see you again. So I went to lay.
See you again.
Huh?
And they said, we'll see you again.
Oh, yeah. Then I went to lay down, and I heard these 5 helicopters. I'm on the second floor of my apartment. And I went out to the landing of part, they all shined these white lights on me all at once, and then they disappeared. They were in a circle, and they went in single file. And I could see it said U.S. Army. That was the only time the government was ever in my life. I just want to tell that story.
Okay, Ray, I just want to ask a few more short questions, and then we'll bring Lily in, and we want to take some questions from the audience if they like. I just want to ask about...
We got 3 left.
Huh?
We got 3 star people left.
Oh, we do?
Got
Okay.
the Orion Grays.
Oh, sorry. Okay, hold on.
I can go through them real quick. We got the Orion Grays, and they're 4 to 7 feet tall. They're from another dimension. These are the 4th bad ones. They're always with the reptilians. And they're in a brown jumpsuit, no big black eyes. They didn't have our best interests. You know, they didn't care. And that's kind of, they're actually from the planet Orion, but that's the 4th bad ones. The other 2 is this time traveler. His name is Neil. He was from the year 2035. He's us. He flies in a black triangle craft. Somehow they messed up on something, DNA, whatever, and the only thing I got from him, I only seen him once, I never seen him again. They were coming here for body parts, and that was the only information I got from this guy. He's in a brown jumpsuit, looks just like us, got a clear bubble helmet, space helmet. You can see his face. I never seen him again. And the last one, and we got tiny ones in the ocean. These are the seahorse people. They're 2 to 10 feet tall. They're from the 23rd planet. They were like 40 to 50,000 light years from planet Earth. Their planet was dying. They fly in a dragonfly craft. And they have 2 legs, but they float off the ground. They're brown in color, look just like a seahorse, even the tiny ones we got in the ocean. Like I said, they messed up on their planet. I don't know what happened there. They were supposed to get back with me, and they never did. And their planet was dying, so I don't know if anything happened or if I would see them again. But that's kind of all 32 right there. So you can go ahead and ask your questions now, Liz.
Okay, thank you. Well, we call on those seahorse people. We call them in, and we just ask that, you know, if you guys are still around, come and visit Ray or anybody else and let us know you're okay. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I just want to go back to the question when I asked about did these FAD 4 and all the other species tell you that it was okay to let people know about them and to get the word out? And when did they start telling you that? Was that all the time from the first visit, or when was that point in time?
When I met the FAD 4, it was all the time. And like I said, this was planned out for me and my late father by this 12-inch dwarf that was that always talked with my late grandfather.
Okay, and how long ago did you? Okay, you met them all separately, and then when was your initial meeting with the FAD 4? And maybe just give a little bit of that.
The last one was the 21st August, and people.
Not your last one. Your first initial one when they were all 4 together. How did that transpire?
I was 12 years old, 1959.
Oh, 12 years old. They were all 4 together then.
Right, and the last one I was just getting ready to say was August 21st. But your people,
right, you meet them every 2 months, right? From then on.
What your people have to understand is star people have lives just like we do, only their lives are different. And I meet them every 2 months for vital information. This one, the next one will be a little bit longer. I figure around November, December, probably we're talking a 4-month span because they have something to do. I never question them, but I know I'm always going to see them, and they always, we meet in this meeting room in our craft. you've probably got a picture on there of the meeting room that I'm in with them. But, I get vital information from these people. And every one of these 32, even the bad ones, participated, regardless, whether it was good news or bad. But these people were programmed to give out the information, all the different 28, including my Fab Four, because my late father met my Fab Four. But the other ones were, completely, we didn't know. But my dad met half of them. And the majority of the 32, was all me. And the education I got to carry this torch on, to get this word out to the people on this planet. However, my meetings are when I'm on his shows. This is what I do. This is all real. This has been my life for over 50 years. I'm amazed.
Okay. So just to clarify, you met these Fab Four all together. You guys sit at a table. You want to talk a little bit about that? And then from then on, every 2 months you've been meeting them. And then talk a little bit about how they come on your TV, or you got a phone call one time and all that. And then we'll bring in some questions from the audience and Lily.
But in this room that I'm in, I hope Joe's got it on to send out to YouTube. It's a big red table. It's kind of like a pyramid table. There's dials on this table. There's a crystal vase with this crystal that the Nordique is sitting at the end of the table with his wife, and then on the left side is the Serpo Gray in his silver suit. Sitting down next to me is the elephant people, and the little 3-inch guys are all over me when I'm in this meeting room. But when he puts this crystal in this crystal vase, behind him the wall will light up like a drive-in theater. He'll show me past, present, and future videos. And he was showing me, I'll give you one. Downtown St. Louis, we have the Gateway Arch. This is broad daylight. I'm seeing a ambulance and a fire truck. The buildings are falling. Gateway Arch is falling. The Mississippi River's rising. It's flooding the downtown St. Louis. People were dying, and the streets are sinking. And when this video's over, my Nordique friend looks at me and says, Raymond, this will happen, but we will intervene. The power that these people have beyond us is beyond our wildest imagination. These people are our friends. These people are out to help the humans down here. Make it smooth into what we're supposed to go into, from a 3D carbon to a crystal liquid. We're going to be taller. The men are going to look and appear 30, 35. We'll be 7'2", 7'4". We're going to be thinner. The women will appear to look 20, 25. They'll be 7 feet tall. And as we go through this, and once we get into this fourth dimension, I got Agent Orange, prostate cancer, borderline diabetic. There ain't going to be no diseases no more. They gave me a recipe of apricots and a teaspoon of bacon soda to take every day. And they said this should cure my cancer. And if it cures my cancer, or all cancers, then, they knew something about this, or they never would have told me. It was never anything to harm me. They said, Raymond, do this, your cancer will be gone. So I'm going to wait and see what happens with that. And I'll let everybody know, because I see my doctors. And,
okay, wow. Thanks for that, Ray. Yeah. Lily, are you there? *6.
I'm here.
Do you have a question? And then I'll open up the room for others if they like to have a question answered.
Yeah, I was able to watch your videos, and do they ever come more than, I know the little people, I guess, show up more frequently than like every other month?
You're saying you're talking about Fab 4, right?
Yeah, the Fab 4.
All the Fab 4.
Go ahead.
The four Fab 4, they're all there. You know, it's not just my little 3-inch guys.
Oh, okay. I didn't
people,
understand
the Nordiques and the Serpo Grays, plus my little 3-inch guys. My little 3-inch guys are all over me in that room, you know, yelling, Raymond, you know, but they do it real high. And they just get you in a loving, you're laughing all the time. Nordiques and the Elephant People and the Serpo Grays, you know, they're all in such a great mood because of these little ones. But when I'm in this meeting room, there are many Serpo Grays, many Nordiques, many Elephant People, many little 3-inch humanoid on this big, giant, cigar-shaped object. I'm just in this meeting room that I meet my Fab 4. I just want you to understand that. But everybody's there.
Yeah, there's more clarity there.
Okay. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Thank you. Wow. Is there anybody that has a question? Go ahead, *6 to come in to unmute, and we can ask Ray a question. No question is stupid. Anything on your heart? A question? Comment? Want to add anything to this information? Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to know about diabetes and...
Oh, okay. Hi, honey. What's your name?
Shirley.
And where are you from? State?
Sacramento.
Sacramento?
Diabetes and edema. What do they do for that?
That's something I'll have to ask my Fab 4, and when I do that, I'll make sure Elizabeth, somehow we get your email or whatever, and let you know on that. They're working on diabetes too, but they didn't give me anything for that. It was for the cancer. They didn't give me anything for my Agent Orange either. So.
Well, we moved to this place, and it's I don't know if it's the smart meter or what it is, but my son's legs have gotten worse. His heart's gotten worse, and he is a diabetic too.
Okay. I got a lot of friends that have diabetes, the real bad one, kind of like your son.
We're trying to get his Social Security, and you know how they are for that anymore? He's already had one hearing. Now they want another hearing.
Yeah, that's the way. I know. That's what really, pardon my French, pissed off a lot of us vets, because we had to wait 2 years. And I think any GI vet or any vet that comes home from war is taking...
Ours has been longer than that.
I believe you, sweetie.
He was hit by a car when he was 3, so he's not mentally incapacitated too. Okay. He had brain surgery.
Wow, glad to hear that.
And still, because that was in Montana and that was years ago. He's in his 50s now, almost 59. He can't even read. You have to spell words for him. When he's on a computer, you spell words for him because he can't spell even very good for himself. And yet they still haven't given it to him.
That is sad.
I'm carrying him on survivor's benefits.
Well, hang in there, hon. With disclosure coming of, the pharmaceutical companies and all that the poisons in our food and everything, with that, at the same time, will come out, new technologies and health and helping us reviving our health, all of us.
The one answer I can at least give you this on the human side with what they're saying is when we do, go into fourth dimensional, there's no sickness, no diseases ever again.
I went and I read about that Astor family in there on the computer, and I knew it wasn't a very smart thing to do because I'm very sensitive to things, So that night I woke up and it's like something slammed me in the chest, and I think there was something about witchcraft on TV. I don't know what that was trying to tell me, except I knew I had to pray.
Okay, sweetie. You take care.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Yeah, that's what, they've been, the controllers, I'll just say, of this world, of this oppression propaganda machine, have for a long time. That's a way you just described. They steal our energy. And so that's why it was important at the beginning of the call, the eye movement and another thing you can do is put copper scrubbies, chore boys over your, like a hat, stocking hat over your smart meters. And, that's technology, and technology will expand from there. And when we get to the top notch of it, we are self-healers, So we're going to go through paradigm shift after paradigm shift in technology and expanding. So hang in there, okay?
How would you get a cover for those smart meters? Can you just call a light company and they'll put one on there?
Paradoxically, you can buy them in Target or Walmart, and they're like $1 or $2. 4 of them. They're the scrubbies that you scrub your pots and pans with, but make sure they're copper. And you put them on your smart meters, and you can even, and it actually takes those smart meter energies and turns them into good energy for you.
How would you put a copper scrubber on there? How big is it?
Okay, well, they're the little, the scrubbies for the pots and pans, right? And they're make sure they're copper. And what you do, because I've done it with mine, is it's like a donut, and if you unravel it, it's like a stocking hat that goes over it. Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud!
And try putting one on your head. See how you feel. It's really good.
He's got ringing in his ears. My son has got ringing in his ears, and besides, his legs are bothering him. He can hardly walk anymore. And
another thing you can do for yourself, because it's very tangible for you and your heart and your family and your heart, is if you ask questions out loud. These are star people, God, your higher self, your angels. They'll hear those questions. Ask those questions out loud and see what answers you get. That's an example of starting a relationship with our brothers and sisters and everybody. What we're going into.
Do I have to go out in the yard to do that?
No, you don't have to go in the yard. Just sit where you're sitting.
Yeah, just meditate, concentrate with love in your heart. Ask them to come in. You might start hearing them whispering in your ear.
Is that right?
Really talking to you. Just,
or you'll think of something and you think it's your own thought, but it's other beings' thoughts. Yeah.
I speak in tongues a lot, so.
They're there to help.
No.
Yeah. Glory, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming in.
If I get in trouble, I speak in tongues.
Yeah.
Until I get free. Sometimes I have to fast over it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming in and asking your question. That was great.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I wished we all had the answer.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting those answers.
I know.
1 day at a time, 1 minute at a time, right?
Expect the unexpected. That's what Captain said last night.
Absolutely, absolutely. Our DNA strands are latent. They're coming back on. We're going back into telepathy and, seeing different dimensions. So this is one of the calls to prepare you. So keep coming to the Diamonds call, and we'll get you prepared. We're preparing ourselves, too, as we do this, even us, all of us, together.
He said, put up signs around your house to expect the unexpected.
Absolutely, and it's going to be happiness again, you guys.
Amen. Just
Amen.
Teach our children that there's something coming that's not in the Bible.
Yeah, they'll get there. It's all good. It's a journey. It's a journey. So enjoy the journey. Enjoy the experiences, because when we look back on it, we'll say, why were we so upset through that? We should just sat back and enjoyed it. So just enjoy everything. even working through issues, anybody, emotional issues like we talked at the beginning.
When I
It's all
first
good.
started listening to the calls, I thought that there must have been an addiction there, I fought it for a long time. I still fight it.
What, an addiction, huh?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean?
You get addicted to something,
Oh, yes. Well, it's good to be addicted to this because we're awakening and we want to awaken more. So that's a good addiction.
Yeah, really.
Right?
All we're doing is waiting for the manifestation. Praise God.
It's coming.
And it's here. It's here at our doorsteps, what we've been painting these last calls in the diamonds, too. So be excited.
I got one son just will not believe, boy. He's very adamant all the way through. He's adamant.
It's okay. He'll get there.
He's even adamant against God.
He'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll all get there, one day or the other. Well, Thank you so much.
Thank you a lot.
You're welcome, hon. Anybody else have any questions? *6 for Ray or anything? Come on in, *6. Lily?
Yes, I have a question kind of leading into the question because of what the lady just said about her other son not being on board and whatnot. For the people out there that are either new coming onto the call, just discovering this stuff, or the seasoned ones, what would, or I don't know if Ray, if you could ask your Fab Four next time you have a visit, or if Liz, you want to input on this. When someone encounters family situations where here we are on this call, and like I announced to several people and gave out the number, oh, we're interviewing this guy that met all these species. I actually had some backslack or myself, and they were making fun of me, my own family, and of course, they've done it my whole life because I'm a little on the edge where I am less judgmental about new things. I don't judge new things. I'm much more open to explore and be curious about them. Because who are we? I mean, I would like everyone to ask themselves, who are you? Who are you really? Okay? Are you an accumulation of everything? Okay, let's get into programming. Everything you've been programmed, who programmed you? Your school teachers, your parents' parents. What programs did you buy into? What belief systems did you buy into? And when you start asking the question, is this mine? Does this belong to me? And you start really asking everything that comes up, where did you acquire that belief? Why do you have the belief? Why do you still have the belief? What happened in your life that changed a belief? Anyway, I just kind of want to put that out there. But Ray, for you, how can we, or not even sure how to formulate the question, but maybe when you get with your Fab Four and you ask them, could you ask them for us, what is it that we can do? Like, I'm really looking forward for them to show up.
Right.
I have a relative, I'll believe it when I see it. The problem is you can be in a field and some people see the UFO and others don't, but yet it's right there. Their belief system is so locked down, closed, that they don't actually see it, just similar to the Indians when Columbus had the ships coming, they couldn't see it because they couldn't perceive it. So I would just like to challenge everybody to, stretch a little bit and be less judgmental and more open and just wait. Just kind of go, well, hey, maybe it is possible. But, Yeah.
And before you answer, Ray, let me just interject, too. This is why we had the preparation calls for the energy waves, the last 3 or 4 calls back. You can go listen to them, the recording. But this is what we're going into. There's going to be big-time disclosure, and, our programs are getting erased from us. So what Susie says, ask those questions when you get triggered, so to speak, from things. And then go beyond that. Do what Cynthia said that I played earlier. And just don't resist it. You know, kind of like embrace it. Thank it for being there. Thank you, you know, for showing me. And then do that eye movement. And that will transform that energy, and it will give you revelation. It will awaken you more. It will give you more insight, more vision. And then go ahead, Ray, and then I want to, if there's not any more questions, I want to see if you just, you know, because Ray's not, he meets them face-to-face, but I want to do kind of like what Julian does. He can hear them, not literally, I don't know how he does it, but he does. He doesn't channel it. We just want to ask a question, Ray, and then just relax, and we'll see what we get, okay?
Okay.
So did you want to put in what we were just talking about?
Yeah, you just got to, you know, speak to your heart. You're a multi-being. You're very important. These people hear us. They're going to help change everything for the better. This is where it's all going to go. When we turn from a carbon to a crystal liquid, even what the lady was just talking about her son, and I have Agent Orange cancer, borderline diabetic. There's going to be no disease, ever. You're going to change completely into a healthy being, you know, all the way up to the fifth. When we get into the sixth dimension, we're a complete different creature. There's one thing good about the sixth dimension. There is no bad. It's all good. You're always going to have good and bad from the third, fourth, and fifth. It's always in there. You know, you got Drama Council, you got Tolex people, you got the Silver Legion, you got the spiritual great ones, and you got the one that they always talk about. That's number one, Jesus Christ.
Right.
All these star people talk about him. He's number one. And not the bad ones, but all the 28, you know, we ask that question. They talk about the spiritual great ones. The only ones that really get to go out into the barriers beyond outer space are the Silver Legion. These people are protectors of the universe and planet Earth. And we have a lot of power out there. We're not alone. And these changes that are coming and the technology
that are here.
Yeah, the technologies we're going to learn. You know, we're not going to be lied to no more. We're not going to be spraying our food no more. You know, everything is going to change. This is going to be the most peaceful, beautiful planet ever. You know, there will be no money within the next 10 years down here as we know it. We're going to be using energy and goods. That's how we're going to be like the star people.
Yeah.
Knowledge.
And right. And so this is why it's important that we're having this call now. It wasn't planned out that I stumbled into Ray. Oh, but it was. Because it's the perfect timing. Because this is the time now to start building a really strong relationship with our brothers and sisters, not just the ones like Ray that met him face-to-face at Tolek or Tanath and the Silver Legion, but all of us. And that's why we're having these calls, and that's why we're having the round tables coming up. By the way, if you weren't here at the beginning, we're having a round table November 1st. Ray's designed it with Ray, Tolek, Alfred Weber, Elizabeth Diamond, Laura Eisenhower, and TJ. And the host of the radio is going to be from Hawaii. It's going to be astounding. We're going to have other round tables, hoping to get other ones to help humanity, the ones that come to the call and send it viral, to help building that relationship with our star brothers and sisters. And then, by the way, Ray talked about, major changes in us bodily and our powers turning on, 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension. We're already in, according to Franco Di Nicola, we're already in the 4th dimension. 5th dimension, we're entering in the very end of this year into the beginning of next year and through that year. And 6th dimension comes up in, 14? Around 2016, somewhere in the middle of that. And so that all goes with the intel at Ray and Tolek, and we talked about 2017, Franco 2020. Very, very good stuff. So we don't want to skip over. It's a progression. In a relationship, you don't like say hi and know them and want to do everything with them. No, it's a day-to-day relationship with them. And so if you're open to it, you're gonna see them and be tangible and co-create with our brothers and sisters, star people. So is there any more questions from the audience? Star 6. Now's your chance. Okay, so Ray, I want to call in your Fab 4. Calling the Fab 4, come in, and everybody else that wants to engage. And my question to them is, and through Ray then, is just to ask them if there's anything they've heard this call and others, is there anything that they would like to share with us today? Any information, any encouragement, any suggestions? And just take your time, Ray.
Yeah. The only thing I'm getting from them is that for the people to believe that all this is going to change humanity the way it's supposed to. We're going to go through this smooth.
Speak up a little bit louder, please.
It's going to change humanity. It's going to change this planet. All this is going to happen for us. We're going to have guidance through this with these people. There will be many. And for the people that don't believe, you're going to have to go deep into your heart. Everybody eventually is going to be fourth dimensional. The ones that are loving spirit, it's going to happen quick. For the ones that, it's going to take time, eventually everybody on this planet is going to be fourth dimensional humans. We're not going to be third D no more. We're going to be at a higher frequency. These people are going to be in my life for the rest of my life, and this is what the message that my Fab Four bring out, that, just like the lady that was talking about her son, what he's going through. And he's not the only one. There's many vets and other people going through different diseases, and there's no cures, but these people are coming up with the cures. And as we go into the fourth dimension...
Can't hear you, Ray.
After we go into the fourth dimension, you won't have to worry about that no more.
That was beautiful.
That's not what they're saying.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that. Oh, and while you're there, please, a special note to Lily. She's calling on you. Give her some signs and wonders. It makes her wonder. And thank you that you already are. So, did everybody leave me?
I'm here.
You there, Lily?
I'm here.
Okay, is there anything else we want to present here today?
I would like to just add something in the meantime while we're waiting.
We're not actually. I want to change the word "waiting" while we're progressing.
While we're progressing. Kind of, this is a note to myself to encourage myself for what I'm going to do, and that is to practice my emotional barometer. My highs and lows. Kind of what Cindy said on what you played earlier is acknowledge it, do the eye movement, and know, because there's another call that you did with Franco, and he talked about the energies becoming so high as we change into, the next level, that we're so uncomfortable in our own body, and it's just, when you're uncomfortable, people tend to get irritable. So I think maybe if I just remember the eye movement and accept, kind of receive it and know that, some self-responsibility, while the spiritual ones and the Fab Four and everyone else out there is going to reveal themselves, and we're going to become more and more awake. Our codes are going to be turned on. We'll be able to see everything, because it's just like the radio waves. just because you can't see them doesn't mean they don't exist. Some people see auras. Some people see colors. They can see energy grids and whatnot. Doesn't mean we don't. We can't. We just don't right now. But once our codes are turned on, we'll be able to. So, in the meantime, that's what I'm going to practice.
The only thing I got from my Fab Four is they're saying that us humans will see the light.
Us humans will see the light.
That's it, yeah.
What? That's a part of this energies, too, Cynthia alluded to and Franco alluded to, that as we go through these, they were starting September 21st, another boost in October 19th and beyond, and then the eclipse is October 8th. Hold on to your hats. We're going to be conscious of, we're just going to know of things, yeah. Anyway, let me listen to the call. But Franco's call was 167 pound if you want to listen to it on the phone. And meetings, Ray meets with his FAD4 every 2 months and gets information. And then he's been having meetings for 2-3 years, Ray,
yeah.
in his hometown. If you want to give that information, that'll be great. And they're recorded, so we'll give the links of where we can listen to the recording too.
Yeah, all my meetings are taped. Joe Palermo, Chief UFO investigator, Missouri MUFON, he tapes all my meetings, and so does UFOHub.net. And it's going to go on YouTube, and the next one I got is with Alfred Weber, Part 2, October 6th, and then I got November 3rd, Tolik and Alfred, as all my meetings go each month, the first Monday of the month. They're all going to be taped, and they'll be put on YouTube for everybody to listen to.
So they meet in a place in his hometown, first Monday of every month?
The first Monday of every month. It's in a bowling alley, Sunset Lane, 7777 Watson Road, out there in Marlboro County. But, yeah, and I have the first Monday of every month.
And what state is this? St. Louis, Missouri, right?
St. Louis, Missouri.
And how can they get a hold of you if anybody lives out that way and wants to come?
Well, they can. I give my email. It's Kossee, Kossee, baby, BABY 47 @gmail.com. And I think the phone number at the bowling alley out there is 314-961-2777.
Wow, you know that number.
And if anybody wants to come out there that ain't too far away, they're more than welcome. I carry anywhere from 30 to 40 people at my meetings. I have different speakers. In this case, I got quite a few major speakers coming up in the next 6 months. But I have to get the information out. They get the information out. Tolik gets the information out. Me and him are on the same page. And he had just spoke to his guys 3 nights ago. And when I was talking about the year 2017, they acknowledged and said everything is accurate that my Fab 4 were talking about 2017. So that was confirmation. Me and Tolik use that word. We get excited, but it's good to know that his drama council is on the same page as my guys. Right.
And remember, after the show, probably, I don't want to give Joe that does the YouTubes, uploads the YouTube. Thank you again, Joe. Love you. 3 or 4 days maybe or less, we'll upload this to YouTube, this show, and when Ray's been talking about the 32 star people, the pictures will show then as you watch the YouTube. So everybody share that and get that out viral. This reference number is 168 pound. You can call the recorded line as soon as we hang up, and that recorded line 209-255-1099, PIN number 883267 pound. They'll ask for reference, put in 168 pound. Or if you want to listen to the last show, which will be this one, just press pound for the reference number. And I'll put the link on my blog, diamondswithans4ever31.blogspot.com. And the link will be on iqdcalls.com. Go to the Diamonds information on the front page under Alternative Calls. It says Diamond Replays. Click that, and the whole page is full of Diamond Replays. And the ones that are coming new, I recommend you go listen to more, and you really will expand your consciousness and awaken and be right there with us all. What else do we want to talk about? Excited about the round table, Ray. Thank you for, I had that idea a year ago, and I didn't even do nothing. It just came to us. Ray's the one that organized it. Ray, Tolek, Laura Magdalene Eisenhower. By the way, she's a granddaughter of President Eisenhower. And Alfred Webb, who's an awesome man that's been out there doing YouTubes with all these people that are awaking us. And TJ, hosted on the show from Hawaii.
And this roundtable needs to get out there, and we're going to do more. But it's major players, and them 40 she just mentioned. It's going to go pretty far. We have to get the information out to the people, the work that Alfred's doing, Tolik, Laura Eisenhower, myself. We have to get this information out.
And the reason to get the information out is not just to know and have that information and goo-goo gaga, but it's building the relationship with their brothers and sisters, not just the ones putting the information out, but all of us. It's exciting times. Right. Exciting times. Lily, is there anything you want to add? And Ray, anything else you would like to say? Thanks for sharing, and thanks to Fab Four and everybody galactic-wise for coming, everybody else for coming. We can, if you guys want anything else to add.
No problem. It's just a pleasure and an honor to be on your show, and I want to thank you for that, and so we can get the information out, even for the people that, that don't believe right now. Eventually you will. Eventually you will see the light, and you're just...
Eventually you'll stumble on this call.
Yeah, you're just as important as anybody else. We're all in this together. We're all going to change for the better. This planet's going to be a lot better.
I would like to add to that. Just because it hasn't happened to you doesn't mean it hasn't happened to others. Ray had the great experience at 12 years old to have this exposure and this continued contact, and how exciting is that? But just because it hasn't happened to me doesn't mean it didn't happen, and it doesn't mean that it won't happen. So we all have the potential and the possibility for that, and the closer it gets, and the closer we get to the transparency, the more everyone is going to see and experience.
Absolutely. And be sure, if you haven't listened to the last 3 or 4 calls, they're on the YouTube channel. They're on the recorded phone line. That's what's Franco and about these energies that are here now. We're getting our house asleep clean, healing. Remember to just not resist any feelings. Bring it into your bosom and take it on and just say thank you, and then do the eye movement, which we learned really fast, and we'll get through this. And the reason why you want to get cleaned out all the way, because the more you get cleaned out, your vibrations get lighter, less denser, and the more your vibrations get lighter and less denser, your powers turn on. Telepathy, transportation, meditation, bilocation, and much seen in different dimensions, much more. We are truly diamonds. We're, what's it called? Carbon-based, and we're coming out of that coal, and we're shining brighter and brighter every day. You, me, and everybody. Right, guys?
Right.
So let me end this with this again. Take your excitement of your happiness and allow it to expand to its ultimate high. Then take your next excitement and the same, and on and on and on. Thank your body, mind, and spirit for all events. Keep what you desire and return the rest to the universe. The most powerful action in the universe is our thought of love. Nothing can stop it. Love conquers all. Love conquers all. Even in the midst of your situations that are in turmoil, confusion, fear, bitterness, anger, love it, and it'll conquer. Love will conquer it. Okay? Transform it. All right, guys, I think that's a wrap. We'll get this out on YouTube and all the links, and we're going to make it go viral. We're building relationship with our ET brothers and sisters, the star people.
Okay, Liz,
right?
Thanks a million.
Okay, love you guys. Love you, Lily and Joe. Thank you, and everybody for coming. Thanks for participating. Even the ones that did not participate, you did participate. Thanks for making this show a special, special show to go down in history. From now until next week, all you diamonds keep shining, okay? Love you.
Thank you.